Is this something that you did once where you didn't take underpants?
I don't know, maybe.
We were asking this.
Yeah, no, we were like, you shit yourself.
It says, like, did your mum ask like, every
Stuck
single
on
time? It's like, have you shit yourself?
Have you missed it?
I've not. I promise.
I've not shit myself.
Just
Either
skinnies.
right.
Just skinnies. Just don't wipe. You're like that Chris Pratt. He goes, and I wipe, and I wipe. Still poop.
No, you know, a guy.
Is that what
Genuinely,
you like?
a guy asked me once. I met this guy.
It's like I'm wiping a marker.
I love that.
I met a guy at uni who was like a friend of a friend, and he genuinely, after about half an hour of meeting him, he's like, "You seem like the kind of guy that keeps wiping his arse until there's nothing there."
Wait, what?
And I was like, "What other kind of people are there?"
As opposed to you leave a bit for later.
Yeah.
It's not like you're saving food.
And I was
Did
like,
you elaborate?
No. I was like, "Thanks, I guess." Like,
Do you want anything from the shop? Cornetto.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you.
That's my secret, Cat.
I'm a Jedi.
I'm Batman.
Yes.
It feels really nostalgic to me. Is
That's
it too
the
nostalgic?
point.
Yeah,
That's-
Are people gonna like it?
Fuck 'em.
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself.
Why so serious?
The first rule of Fight Club is...
Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
It's tricky like that, Jesus.
Life, finds a way.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
You talking to me? What do they call it?
They call it Royale with cheese.
It's spicy. You like spicy?
No.
It's not so spicy. Come on.
This, my friend, is a pint. It comes in pints.
I can get you one.
hey everyone, and welcome back to the Real Issues podcast. We're all together today. I'm here. Rob's here.
Hello.
Say hi, Rob.
Just said hello.
Say again. Say again.
Hi.
Jump the gun.
Hi again.
Say it too early. I'm hosting today, not Rob, and we're joined by two very special guests. Say hi, guys.
Hiya.
It's a Make-A-Wish thing.
Yeah.
Say, like, how special we're talking.
What's your dream, guys? What are you both dying of? Something bad?
Well, cut off finger at the minute, so
Father's
like...
disappointment.
Yeah, don't say anything too
At
bad.
least you have a father.
Yeah, yours doesn't exist.
Not really.
Guff, you've been on here before. You were on here a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
I think.
I think it was like a couple
month
months
ago.
ago.
My wife was listening to that podcast.
My
The
wife.
other morning.
Yeah, she was. Sam, you've never been on here before.
Every time he says my wife now.
Yeah. I do,
Go on, no, I just want consistent.
So like,
I
I
just
said it
want
before and you
consistency.
went, my wife.
My wife.
It feels almost like a twitch now.
But
called
no, yeah.
banter.
First time on and
First time on the
Glad-
podcast. This
glad
is
to be
Sam.
here. Yeah.
Anyone that listens to the Existential Tangent podcast will know these two, because that's what we do
Crossover.
to get a crossover.
Crossover app.
Yeah, the real tangent.
The existential reel.
This is where the Flash and
existential
Supergirl
issue.
get a race
No,
again.
for that.
Existential issue sounds like something.
Sounds like a
deep, right?
Yeah, it sounds
it's a
like
medical thing, though.
Sounds like an Al Gore podcast. Or something. Yeah, we're going to be chatting about film stuff. That's what we do.
Yep.
We do here, innit?
Get the Google Doc up, Matt. and
Get the
then you'll
Google
know
Doc.
what
Got the
we're
Google
talking
Doc. As you've put it here, we got a bit O news.
What's been going on in the news? What's been going on in the movie news? Well, that actor you like's done another thing. There's a few more reboots and a sequel too. And that other guy got caught with some cocaine. It's the news.
Kristen Wiig, WW2, which I'm presuming means World War II.
Yes. I was going to say, I can't wait to see
Kristen
Kristen Wiig in World
in
War
War
II.
II, yeah.
She have time travel.
I don't know what this means.
She's in Wonder Woman 2.
Oh, I see. I went
I
to World War
genuinely
II
thought it was
as well.
like World War II. I was
Oh,
like,
really?
what? Like, what's she doing? Time traveler? I don't know. She's in Wonder Woman
No,
2.
there's a conspiracy theory that Kirsten Wiig was actually in World War II.
really?
There's like pictures.
She's actually
Yeah.
Adolf
Just
Hitler.
like the whole Keanu Reeves is like immortal type
Yeah,
thing.
it's
where
that
he's-
sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
She's
Who's
playing
playing?
Cheetah? The Cheetah? I don't really know an awful lot about the character.
Oh, I did see
Fair
that
enough.
actually, but I think I only read the start of the sentence and then
Oh, that's
scrolled
good.
past
I'm
it.
I'm glad we've done research.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you had Kristen Wiig and a cheater, and you were like,
They're gonna race.
you couldn't contemplate
Definitely.
what other news
It's,
about
I
Kristen Wiig in
I
it.
remember seeing Cheetah. I can't remember it being Kristen
fair,
Wiig.
fair.
So
There was rumours a few months ago about it, but like nothing was confirmed. But I think
That's cool.
today they've just been like,
is,
yeah,
is Cheetah a villain?
she's like a
She's-
main villain.
yeah.
She's like
Ooh,
a.
main villain, big villain.
She's like a. Well, it's like because back in the day, Wonder Woman didn't really have much going on. Like it was more. Because like she's similar era to like Captain America, so she was more like just politically charged stuff. I think if I'm right in saying. I might just be making all this up.
No one else knows.
another-
No one else
another-
knows.
another-
Just say it with enough confidence. It's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if I say it enough.
Another white man talking about the.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me mansplain about Wonder Woman a second. No, but yeah, Cheetah's like her. Well, like every villain's got the kind of opposing one, like, you know. I think she's like the Bizarro Wonder Woman, essentially. But yeah,
Cool.
interesting how that goes.
That's
down.
good.
Has Kristen Wiig done anything serious? Ish. Not that
She's
playing
a
a
big
big
old-
I was gonna say, like,
serious.
but,
Like she's not going to be winning any.
Just
Like,
Walter Mitty.
Oh yeah, Walter.
Oh, shit.
oh yeah,
It
like,
wasn't,
I
it wasn't
really like
serious,
Walter
serious,
Mitty.
was it? But she's
I
in
really
it.
like that film though.
I really
I
like
like
that
it.
It only got like average reviews.
Is that
it
a
was quite good.
Yeah,
Feel good. and
really good
stuff.
film. That.
Good
Interesting,
soundtrack.
a little bit different, but I liked it. That's good casting. I like that.
I don't care enough to make anything up to say about it.
Well,
really.
you don't.
Yeah.
You
Don't know
put
why.
it. You put it on
I
your.
don't know why. I
agenda.
thought, yeah, I don't know. I thought
Right,
it'd be
do
a
you
good
wanna
point
go
in there.
still,
So I don't
like,
really
I
know
mean-
much about Kristen Wiig or Wonder Woman, so
Or Cheetah.
yeah.
The thing is, like, I'm trying not to do the thing where I'm like, oh, it's Kristen Wiig, so she'll obviously play the same character she's played in everything. But
I hope not, because she's not played a big cheater in everything.
no, but
she's
you know what I mean?
played, so-
No, but I imagine just a CGI cheetah woman tripping over
Oh,
shit and
right,
being like,
yeah.
oh, well,
She proves herself in the street.
Yeah,
Like, well,
it's a
I've
big-
won this
It's
fight,
a big scene
so-
between her and Wonder Woman where they eat a dodgy cake and they're like, putting on dresses and they just shit themselves. Yeah.
It's interesting, knowing it.
Yeah, it is. No,
Right
it's
after
good.
International
Curveball.
Women's Day, we're making fun of all of this. Like,
Yeah, I know.
Not
It's
the.
after Women's Day, so we say it one.
Yes.
They've had their fucking day.
Yeah. Oh, it's our day.
When's International Men's Day? 19th of November.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's actually-
wait, there actually is one.
Yeah.
Oh, let's do
What's
that.
his name? Richard Herring, the comedian. Like every year on Twitter,
I think that was
he whenever anyone asks on Twitter like when it's International Men's Day, he just replies to them with 19th of November, and he's raised like $100,000 for like a domestic abuse charity.
Wow.
Oh, right, I thought you were going to say for like International Men's Day. Then I'm like,
No,
you
so
sure
he
he's
like
a
No,
good
I was
guy?
gonna
he
say,
like
that
replies
sounds
to them,
pretty
but then
bad,
yeah, like he like people sponsored him to just do it all day to everyone he could find on Twitter.
No, that's
Wow.
cool.
He's
Oh,
done
that's
it. He's done it
really
every
good.
year for like 5 years, and he raised like $100,000.
That's awesome.
Oh, wow, that's
Mental.
really good.
Go and give money to that.
End of
that
the
sounds
good.
good.
Yeah,
That's good.
Should we move on to a bit of news that we do know about? A white man doing white man stuff and writing for Star Wars.
Oh, Jon
Yeah.
Favreau.
Jon
Oh,
Favreau
yeah,
is going to be
he's
writing
coming
J-
a,
JF, my boy.
Star Wars TV series,
That's
live
good
action.
news. I love Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau is mint, so
Yes.
that's pretty cool.
As long as he introduces like making a grilled cheese like he did.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like
That's a
it's,
shot
it's
of
that
just-
weird bread pudding rayout,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
like him making it with like olive oil and chocolate and garlic.
Just his blue milk recipe.
And all you hear in the background is like,
This is good though. The Fav is good.
yeah, I'm
no,
fine with that.
I mean,
well, they've been talking about
like,
it for a while. The series,
Disney
haven't
obviously
they?
like him.
Yeah.
Well, like
He's
he kicks
done
off the
Marvel,
MCU. Yeah, he's the one who started the MCU.
He's
Really.
done Jungle Book. He's now going to Star Wars.
Yeah,
so-
I've not seen Jungle Book.
Disney
yet, but
fanboy,
it's
innit?
really
Yeah,
good.
it's worth a
really
watch.
good.
It is
Yeah,
worth
it's a
a
good
watch.
film. There's no news on what it is yet.
No,
think
but I mean,
it's-
years ago they were talking about how they wanted to do like almost like the black market underground, like you know, like in Attack of the Clones, where there's like that.
You want
bit
some
with,
death
like,
sticks?
It's just the,
It's that guy.
It's the history of Dex.
I love it.
I was gonna say it's the history of Dex Diner.
Oh, I was gonna say,
I was gonna
right.
say it's him before he got a diner. That's him settling down, retiring. No, it's basically they said they wanted to do it like very much like where bounties come from and all that
Okay.
kind of underground aspect of things. So
Well, you're laughing
I
at-
was gonna say
Open it for me,
the
Sam.
subtleness of like
Trying to subtly
Matt
signal.
clicking at Sam to open him a beer.
Hear me. Slave.
But then you don't even open it for me. Thank you,
Come on, do it.
Roberts.
Shit.
What are you doing? Let me open a beer.
I'm trying to do it
Jesus.
like a weird angle.
There you go. Say open a beer.
Anyway,
Anyway,
I really wanted that to fail, so you know, like,
10 minutes.
That's how you want to be.
Easy. I know how to open a beer. I drink beers, all right. So Fav, good news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy
The
with that.
chef's good.
Chef's
Jungle
good.
Book's
Chef's
good.
Very good.
Everything,
Iron
everything
Man
he's
1's
done,
good.
yeah,
on
it's,
that,
it's
yeah.
one of mine, yeah.
Two's good. I'm going to put it out
Iron
there.
Man 2 is alright.
There's some good
I've wanted my
pepper-
bird.
I liked it more.
Just because of that line.
Oh,
it's
wait,
just
no.
like, I have no idea what it's about, but
There's
it's
some really
brilliant.
good,
I love
like,
it.
Tony Pepper stuff in there.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
cool. There's some really good stuff. And
can't-
Sam Rockwell's in it.
I can't really watch Gwyneth Paltrow
Oscar-winning
though.
actor.
Can you not?
Oh, she's
Why not?
horrible because of like the goop shit she does
Just
online.
her,
yeah.
just her life.
Hey,
in
you're
general.
steaming my vagina. Yeah, right, Gwyneth. You got along if you want to do that.
I mean, that's better than like
It's quite
vaccine.
It's quite
stuff.
dangerous though, actually.
Yeah, but she's only doing it to herself. So.
She's not because she sells like vagina steamers online.
Yeah.
She's quite bad. She's,
What's the
I
benefit?
did not think I'd hear this sentence today.
What's the benefit of a vagina?
there isn't one.
Yeah,
man.
well,
It's quite,
exactly.
it's
It goes
quite,
to
it's,
Gwyneth
it's
Paltrow.
quite dangerous.
What does
Do
she
you mean
think?
Gwyneth Paltrow sells vagina steamers?
Anyone know?
What does she
thought
think?
it
I
Goop
don't know.
before.
No, this is nonsense.
I'm gonna goop. I didn't know that's what it was.
I'm gonna goop.
What an horrible name.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah.
It's like no, I don't want
It's
to.
what comes out of your vagina after you steam it.
Again,
Happy
a bunch of-
Women's Day.
a bunch of white men talking about what women can do with their vaginas.
A scientist talking about
two scientists.
Two scientists talking about fake science. That's what
you've got a master's. To be fair, at the moment you're just as qualified as Rob. He's not got his PhD yet.
He's close.
So, you know,
got a year.
He's got a year, so you're both as qualified. And then I do media and Guff draws things.
Way to build you up there, Guff.
Hey, you can't tell me what I can and can't say about vagina steaming.
You're a strong, independent man.
I'm a strong, independent man. If you talk about
19th of November.
It's 7 months till International Men's Day.
We're celebrating early. I think that's it for news. But I suppose the biggest news was we have the Oscars.
I was going to say, have you guys seen the Oscars episode?
We haven't.
It was the BAFTAs. I got one film wrong, and that was Best Newcomer. Was the only one I got wrong.
Who did you go for?
I hadn't heard of any of them.
You hadn't heard of
Daniel
Kaluuya?
No, not the newcomer. I mean,
I was going to say, wait, yeah, because didn't he win
yeah.
that for Get Out? Like,
Yeah.
they won that good.
But I should have put a bet on. I would have won a lot of money. Like,
really?
I got. Yeah.
Were the odds low enough for you to get like
you just
good money?
went for all the favourites.
To be fair, like I guessed even the ones where you went the bit more obscure ones I got right and stuff. So I would have won some money.
The moral of the story, kids, is gamble.
Gamble.
Throw away all of your money.
You know what you should gamble? Betfred. We're not sponsored.
This episode is sponsored by.
It's funny because Matt does currently look a little bit like a commentator, like for a sport. Like he's got his headphones on.
He's got his John Motson style jacket on. It's inside, Matt. It's 25 degrees. What are you doing?
Microphone things that they have, like they put to their mouths, like.
See, I thought you were doing a mustache.
I thought you were doing
a mustache.
Hitler was.
What are those microphone things? A mustache.
Oh yeah. Hitler had a great microphone.
So everyone listen to it.
Yeah.
Built in. He's tapping his top lip like. Boom, boom. Is this
Testing.
So it's like. Sorry, there's a bit of crumb.
Yeah, the Oscars happened. Big film thing.
Yeah.
No real surprises.
Well, in all honesty, I had not seen. Do you know what film is it that Sam Rockwell got the Oscar for? And so did
Three Billboards.
Yeah, I'd not seen anything of that before. I've seen that.
Yeah,
like honestly, in terms of like
see
trailers or anything like that, I was kind of like,
it did come out. Yeah,
what happened?
Nowhere. Like I only heard it because of award season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The weird thing was it. Yeah, it was up for best film, wasn't it?
Yeah,
but it wasn't up for best director. Which is
by who was
so
the director of
weird.
3 Billboards?
Was it not?
No, it wasn't.
Martin McDonagh?
Yeah, Martin McDonagh. He did.
He does a lot of stage stuff, doesn't
Oh,
he?
shit. Right, fair enough.
He does stage stuff as well, doesn't he, I think?
He does what?
A lot of theatre.
Oh, does he? Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
That might be.
But I don't know how that. I don't know how that didn't. Like how I don't understand how.
So wait, who did win for best director?
Del Toro.
Oh, yeah, for
third Mexican in 5 years.
Really?
Yeah, because Gravity and then something else.
Wasn't Revenant, was it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What's he called? Can't remember his name.
It's the guy did Birdman in it. I can't remember.
Oh,
yeah.
Right, okay. Weird Mexican.
That's good. But
insert it here like a bad, voice over. Alejandro.
Again, a bunch of white men forgetting the name of a Mexican.
Yeah, we're not doing ourselves any favours, are we?
But Shape of Water won Best Film. I'm right in saying that.
I'm not doing you any favours because I actually meant to write down.
You've written
all the nominations of who won, and I haven't. I'm sure Oscars,
actress, sport in writing. So I'm going to guess at what won what.
Best actor was
Best
obviously
film was Shape of Water.
Shape of Water.
I was a bit surprised with Best Actor, to be honest.
I think
I was a bit surprised.
We're talking about film.
Sorry, we're jumping the gun.
Sorry,
fucking
answer is third down.
It's just so snapped.
Phil, wait, who else was in the category then for best film?
Best film.
Shape of Water, 3 Billboards,
Get Out,
Lady Bird, The Post, which was shite.
I've not heard good things about Lady Bird.
It's
You've
good.
not heard good things.
No, I've heard people saying it was like.
To be fair, we saw it the other day. It didn't deserve to win the Oscar.
It's like the most 4-star film you'll ever see in your life.
It's very well made. It's really nice. It's not a film for everyone. I'd say a lot of people would go to it.
I'd say it's quite.
Enjoy it,
I don't know. It's quite inoffensive. Like
no, it's
I can't imagine watching that and not being.
No, it's inoffensive, but I think a lot of people would be bored by it because it's just about characters and character interactions and stuff. And they're really good. It's really well acted. All the characters are really believable and real. It's really. I really enjoyed it. I wanted it to be longer, to be fair. So, but yeah, it didn't deserve to win. I don't think.
It didn't. Dunkirk, that was another one.
Oh yeah.
Happy with Shape of Water winning?
Yeah. This year, like nothing really. Like last year, I had La La Land and Manchester by the Sea, which are like now in my top 10 films of probably all time.
Like the thing about La La Land is the more I watch it and
I
listen to the soundtrack,
I
the more
love
I
that
get
film.
out. It's
I
like
really
I've
do
even
love
been
that
listening
film.
to like the
The
song
score.
that what's it called? What's it called? Ryan Gosling's band.
I had no idea Ryan Gosling had a
I
band.
did not know that.
No, in the film in La La Land.
Oh, the message.
Oh, the Messengers.
Yeah. What's
John Legend.
yeah, John
Yeah,
Legend.
yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Like that song. If you listen to the lyrics in that song, even that kind of has this sort of say about something in the film, because it's him going like, "I don't know what your name is, but I like it," and it's really vague about love and stuff, and you're like, that's kind of saying something as well, that there's this pop song that's not really about anything, and then the rest of the film's about this. It's really cool, but the more I watch it, the more you get from it.
Yeah, I feel like every time I watch it, I kind of just want to watch it again.
Yeah. But
I
I feel
had
like
a stint where I did do that. I just kind of rewatched
So when it came on
rewatched
Netflix,
it,
I'm like, oh, that's dangerous.
same.
That is dangerous.
But I feel with like films, I think they've all been good. Like
I think the Shape of Water was like
Shape of
the
Water
most
was good.
Oscar baity one, I
It was-
think, because it's kind of like a weird fantasy, but very
Yeah.
arty.
yeah,
It's quite an Oscar baity one compared to
In
the other
some
ones.
respects, I think it is. Yeah, but I think they could have easily just completely blanked it because of like it is a bit weird. It's a bit different.
Yeah.
It could have easily just been.
But I suppose like in the time
like
like Time's Up, it's about kind of like people who don't have a voice having a voice, which is quite nice. People keep saying like
I really enjoyed
it's
it,
the
though.
safe choice, but
I don't think it's the same.
it's not, 'cause it's like,
weird.
yeah.
Like, there's
But I
some
think
weird
people
stuff
think
going
it's
on
arty,
there.
so they've gone for it. Whereas
Oh,
that's probably
I wouldn't
incorrect.
say it's too arty.
It's
No,
not-
it's not. No,
From
it's
what
not.
I've seen of it, I've
Like,
not
it's
seen
quite-
it yet, mind you.
I really enjoyed it.
Some
I really
actually
enjoyed it.
really
Yeah,
Me and you both.
like my wife, she like absolutely loved it.
How
Like
did you? My friend Daniel really loved it. His I think his mum and dad are both deaf. So
they're both fish people.
No,
They're both sea monsters.
I'm sorry, you're probably listening, Daniel. I'm sorry if I've got that wrong. I know they do
well, like fish
like
people.
sign, like sign language. They do speak by sign language for a lot of stuff. So it kind of
Yeah,
I'm
so
glad
like,
we laughed
I know
over that.
yeah, no, it did. I think it, and he really appreciated that. I think, and like that.
it was really well
aspect of
done.
it.
Yeah, Sally Hawkins is really good as well. Like
she's really good.
to deliver like a performance that's nominated
Without
for Best
speaking.
Actress without speaking is
Really impressive.
pretty impressive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really good. Would you prefer Three Billboards to win?
yeah, I preferred
So-
Three
I don't know,
Billboards.
would
Three
you- is that
Billboards.
what you picked,
I don't think
Three
like
Billboards?
objectively is better, but I preferred it because it's just more my sort of thing.
Yeah, I suppose that's more of a
So that's more that was more
taste thing.
subjective,
I think
I
they're
guess.
both very
But I
good
think
films,
yeah,
but
I
I'm not
think
sure what would be the better.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe Get Out up there.
I've still not watched it.
I did really like Get Out when I first saw it.
First time I saw it, like I thought that was really good, and then like the more I kind of thought about it afterwards, I've not seen it again, but the more I thought about it, I was like, actually, no, that was really good.
Yeah.
That was like,
Yeah, to be fair, I can imagine that's the kind of film we like. Really like Lady Bird, really liked Dunkirk, Shape of Water, Three Billboards, but none of them left me like thinking that much after it. I was just sat there going, oh, but what about that? And what about this? And what does that mean? Sort of thing. So I don't know. I think it's pretty. I think it was just strong. I don't think there are any weak ones in there, but well,
The
you said
Post.
The Post. You really don't like The Post, but
so boring.
I'd still say. I wouldn't say not deserve to win. I don't know what I'd have picked.
Yeah, I think
something
Simon's
had to win
Yeah.
that year. So I mean,
And Shape of Water's a bit different. It's nice to see something that's not just generic run of the book winning, I suppose. That's quite nice. Director, Del Toro, we already mentioned this. I think it's very well directed in terms of there's a lot of aspects there to juggle. There's a performance of an actress that's not speaking throughout the film. You've got the costume, the design.
Yeah, I
music,
think like if you give
everything.
Best
It's
Film
really-
something, you kind of
well,
stands
that's
to
what I mean.
reason.
Like Martin McDonagh didn't get nominated for Best Director, which is just madness. Like,
you sure he
can't-
didn't?
I'm pretty sure he didn't. 'Cause
I'll insert a clip here.
That is
Fact
from,
check.
that is from another podcast saying that he didn't get nominated.
Okay,
so,
fine.
and that's the IGN one, so I'm presuming they know the stuff.
It's a leap.
So I'm presuming he didn't get nominated, which is just doesn't make sense to me. But I think Guillermo del Toro probably deserves it.
fair
There's
enough.
a lot of stuff going on there. That
Maybe Jordan Peele could have been in for a shout.
yeah.
That's
Again,
pretty
I've
like
not seen
tricky
it,
as well to like
pull off.
manage that.
Yeah, I've still not seen it, so I'll
But yeah,
watch
maybe
it,
shout.
let you know.
Wasn't Brad, that's saying I went into that film not even knowing that he directed it or anything like
Yeah,
that.
I
After
know, I
was
didn't,
like,
yeah.
wow,
It's strange,
that's
isn't it?
really
'Cause
surprising.
obviously he's
Yeah,
known
I
for
was like
his
that.
comedy
Yeah,
stuff.
definitely.
I mean, kind of is like weirdly funny though.
Yeah.
Well, he
Like,
got
the first
nominated for
half
best
is-
comedy.
First
Wait,
comedy
yeah,
or
he
comedy
was
or
kicking off about
comedy
that,
or
wasn't he?
musical. I'm like,
Comedy
he
or
was
musical
quite
at the
angry
Golden
about
Globes.
it. He was
was
like,
it
I don't
BAFTA?
understand
Golden
why.
Globes? Yeah.
Well, yeah, BAFTA don't have a.
Yeah, no,
comedy
sorry, yeah, it's Golden Globes.
Golden
Isn't it?
Globes
Did not
of like
know.
best drama and best comedy. It's weird that they put comedy and musical together. Like,
Yeah,
that's for
it's
other
interesting.
things.
Didn't La La Land was in that, wasn't it? I'm like, I wouldn't really class that as a
music. It is a music.
It is kind of, but a lot of it's not.
No, a lot of
It's
it's
probably
not.
simply just because there's not that
there's-
many
there's
nominated
some-
comedies
yeah.
or
Or musicals.
musicals.
Just-
Ah,
Just
screw
do
'em.
best film, lads. Just
What didn't make sense
do what the
to me,
Oscars are
actually?
doing.
There was something that the
It's fine, they've got it
BAFTAs
sorted already.
Didn't make sense. Something won. It was nominated for like best British film and won that.
No, didn't it win best film but not best British film?
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was, but yeah.
Was it Three Billboards?
No, No, this year it made sense.
No,
It's
it was this year. There was something
it?
this year.
No,
that
Three
was-
Billboards won
one
both.
of-
Three
of the
Billboards
be-
definitely
one
won
of the
both.
best picture ones was also nominated for best British film, but
get
didn't win. But the other film wasn't nominated for best film, and you're like, how does that work? I can't
Yeah.
remember what it was,
Yeah.
but I was like,
Doesn't make
how
sense.
does that work? That makes no
Don't
sense at all. Best actor, Gary Oldman. As safe
I
as-
didn't see
I've
it.
not seen
I
it.
saw
He
it.
does look
I
very
really
good
like it.
in it, but it's the safest bet you could kind of go.
To be
for.
fair,
yeah,
like, I was a bit because
like-
I enjoyed the film ish, and then like Gary Oldman's good in it, and there is like moments where like funnily enough it's when he's not got his glasses on, but when he's like when you see him walking and you see him like kind of establishing shots with him in it, it is quite like jarring how you kind of think that's not Winston Churchill. Like he's pulled it off really well. But to be fair, I was a little bit. I feel like it's because in that film, I was thinking about it the other day because no one else. I might be wrong about this, but no one else in that film is nominated. Like, there's no supportings.
Don't think so.
For that
no.
film.
I don't know who else is in it. Apart from
Yeah,
Gary
it's
Oldman.
like Lily James
Lily
and
James in
I
it.
can never remember his name, but the bloke who plays Stannis.
Yeah.
He's
It's,
in it.
who's his wife?
Oh yeah, I can't remember her name. But yeah, she's good in it actually.
Yeah.
But
she's
like,
in it.
actually, she like if she could be like the
International Women's Day.
closest anyone, the closest like she would be nominated for like best female supporting,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's still not like she's in it enough to like really nail it. He's like the only standout, amazing performance in that film, but I was still a bit like, oh really? Like, do you know what I mean? I kind of just thought it did feel a little bit like obvious because it was like, oh, he's put all this makeup on and he's done really well. It's not like. It felt like the safe bet, really, to be honest.
Yeah, there was who else? I don't even know. Daniel Kaluuya.
Daniel Kaluuya was up for it.
He's in
Daniel
that.
Day-Lewis was up for
Daniel
it.
Day-Lewis is incredible in Phantom Thread.
I really
mean, it's Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah,
so
I was gonna- I imagine
he's
He's
incredible.
going to be good. I feel that was always like the outside one there, wasn't it? Like Phantom
Daniel.
Thread.
It's weird if Daniel Day-Lewis. Yeah, it was a bit. Like, I don't know why it didn't get more. Actually, we didn't mention that because we just didn't mention it for best film
Oh yeah.
in our
We
list.
didn't actually.
But it
That's
was
actually,
up
to be
for
fair,
best
that's
film.
probably my favourite out of the lot.
I don't think it was marketed very well.
It wasn't at all.
No, I was gonna say.
But like,
I
I remember
remember
the only reason I went to see it because it was Paul Thomas Anderson and Daniel Day-Lewis. Like the adverts
Yeah.
were just like, okay, it's about a man who
Yeah.
makes dresses. I don't care. But it's like it's really like deep. There's levels to that film.
Oh, there's Call Me By Your Name as well. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah,
That's
that was a
supposed to
big
be
favourite as well,
amazing.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Have you seen that?
No,
It's
it's out on
supposed to be
DVD now, though,
amazing.
so I'm pretty. I want to get it.
So lead actor there was Timothy Chalamet.
Oh,
He's in
By
Lady
Your
Bird
Name.
as well, isn't he?
What?
He's in Lady Bird.
He is in Lady Bird as well. It's
Is he
supposed
the
to be
lad
really
from
good.
Call Me By Your Name?
Yeah.
Yeah, the young one.
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to be really good in that. Daniel Day-Lewis, Daniel Kaluuya, Gary Oldman, Denzel Washington for a film I've never even heard
Wait,
of.
what was that?
Roman J. Israel-esque.
All right.
I don't even remember that.
No,
being
I
called
don't
out.
remember that
nuts.
being like.
Yeah, I don't know. Like that's like I've not seen Call Me By Name, not seen Phantom Thread, not seen Get Out, not seen the Denzel Washington, not seen any of them actually.
You're listening to the right podcast to hear about the Oscars.
Informed
I was going
decisions.
down the rails. I've not listened to any of them. So that's I don't know. I can't really have a say on that too much, to be honest. Gary Oldman feels
Yeah,
the
only
obvious
one. Yeah,
that-
I've not seen Dark Sour, so I can't really say whether he did or not.
He looks very good from what I have seen of it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I did walk in on a bit of it when he was doing his speech, like quite a big speech the other day at work, and I was like, yeah, it's quite impressive.
Yeah,
Quite
his
good.
performance
Go
is
for it.
really good.
Yeah.
It is really good.
Actress Sally Hawkins, Shape of Water, Frances McDormand, Three Billboards, Margot Robbie, I, Tonya, Saoirse
Saoirse,
Ronan,
yeah,
Lady
Saoirse,
Bird,
Saoirse.
and Meryl Streep, The Post.
Meryl Streep was bang average.
Pardon?
She was bang
Oh.
average. That, everything about that
Silver
film is
Post,
Unpopular
yeah.
opinion.
absolutely bang average in that film. Everything about that film is bang average.
Frances McDormand won this. I think pretty fairly so. She was very good.
Either her or Sally Hawkins. Yeah,
Yeah,
would
I
be
would have
fine.
kind of liked Sally Hawkins. I think I really like Frances McDormand. I think she's really good in that film. I feel like Sally Hawkins was a bit more subtlety
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
to what she had to do. I'm not unhappy, and I think her speech was really good as well. Like she's again, it's that kind of outsider. Frances McDormand's a bit different, a bit weird, and
she's amazing now.
She is amazing.
She just doesn't take any shit.
I mean, not just because she's outsider, but she's she's amazing as well. So it's nice to have seen her. What's this? Oh, it's an advert. Go away.
Said it out. It's fine.
I'll find these myself. Go away, Variety. God. No, I could even say her. I mean, Margot Robbie and I, Tonya's really good.
Margot Robbie, yeah, she's really good.
I think it was a bit overlooked.
Yeah, it was a bit. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think it's very good.
I kind of enjoyed that probably as much as Shape of Water.
Yeah, I did.
3 Billboards and stuff.
It's probably not as tidy, but it's
not as tidy. I don't think it's as
it's well. It's well edited though. So it was
really
for best editing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
I really like that. Apart from the back when they try and play off Sebastian Stan as Margot Robbie as 15-year-olds.
That's weird. Yeah.
Even when Margot Robbie's 21, she looks like peak age all the time. I don't know how. Even when she's young, she looks like the peak age for a woman to be.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird.
What's going on? Don't know what's going on here.
She doesn't look like a child.
It didn't get nominated for Best Picture because they can nominate 10. There's only 9 nominated.
Yeah, I don't know whether.
I'm not sure why.
Weird, how did the post get in there?
I don't know.
I'm baffled.
Is the post nominated for anything else?
I hate.
Well, Best Film, Best Actress.
Best actress. Oh, okay. Of course, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure
shocking.
What happened there.
Shocking.
Yeah, I'm not. Frances McDormand, very...
not letting us drop.
Very justified.
Postgate. I'm taking it all the way to the top.
Very justified.
Outside Spielberg's house. What are you doing?
Oh, it's him again. He's like, why is it there?
Why is he still here?
What were you thinking?
Why don't you watch Spotlight and do that, Spielberg?
So supporting, we'll start with actor just because that's what I've got in front of me.
Start with the man first. That's fine.
Willem Dafoe, The Florida Project, which was...
I've not heard a lot about that. Yeah, is that the only nomination?
Yeah, that Willem Dafoe. Woody Harrelson, 3 Billboards. Richard Jenkins, The Shape of Water. Christopher Plummer, All the Money in the World. Overrated. Sam Rockwell, 3 Billboards.
Yeah, I reckon that was bang on, wasn't it?
Bang on. Sam Rockwell he's awesome in that film. He's so good. He plays a racist, horrible human being.
He seems like he'd be able to play that very well.
You kind of end up liking him. It's really...
Because he's kind of got, obviously learning difficulties as well. You're kind of
yeah, you feel sorry for him, but then you're he's a horrible person, but then in the end you're is he horrible?
Yeah. That's why the film's been criticised, though, hasn't it?
Borderline thing of going...
I've heard a lot of criticism towards
it. But it's weird, though, because
But that's what people are like.
People are more complicated than being a racist or not
exactly,
a racist. There's more...
And you kind of go... not that he obviously is a bit of a racist, but...
Quite a lot of a racist.
It's quite hard to... But he's more hates... What he does to that other guy is worse. The guy that rents out the billboards. And you kind of what's going on? He's kind of just a horrible person to most people. I know he obviously is a racist in it, but it's more complicated than that, and that's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think the film's trying to say he's a good guy. Look,
it's not trying to say racism's okay.
It sounds like a lot of miscommunication with
No, but I think people kind of look at it and go, even if you paint anyone that is conceivably bad,
because he has
as having a humanity, they're oh, you shouldn't do that because it's telling that racist people can also be nice.
No one thinks that.
I was going to say that's not.
It's no one thinks that, but they can also say he kind of learns, he changes. That's a character arc that he goes through. And, Sam Rockwell does it really, really well, so I'm really happy that he won that because Woody Harrelson's good, but just nowhere near as an impact as 3 Billboards. Richard Jenkins is very good in Shape of Water.
Which one's he?
I'm presuming he's the old guy.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, he's good.
Must be him. He's really good in it, but again, it's it's a really good performance, but there's only so much you can do with it. Christopher Plummer, All the Money in the World, did great for having 6 weeks to shoot that film, but
would have been better if it was Kevin Spacey.
It would have been.
Even though he's a pedo.
He would have been so good at it. He would have been.
Too late.
Too late, yeah. But Sam Rockwell, really good. Supporting actress, Mary J. Blige from Mudbound. Can't really comment on that, unfortunately.
Is it Netflix, that?
I don't know.
I have a feeling it's Netflix.
Yeah, I feel
Have I just made that up? I don't know.
It was one Netflix film. Yeah, I think it was Mudbound.
Because it got best cinematography shout as well.
I did.
Yeah.
Cool.
Same person did Black
Alison
Panther.
Janney?
Yeah, Janney.
Janney.
I said yeah. I meant no.
Yeah.
You're wrong, but I mean, yeah.
Okay. I, Tonya. Leslie Manville, Phantom Thread. Laurie Metcalf, Lady Bird. And Octavia Spencer, The Shape of Water.
I like Octavia Spencer.
Yeah, she's good. But again,
she's good because she kind of is who she is,
Yeah.
rather than because she acted anything.
Yeah, it's nothing.
It's like when you see like
special. Like it's good.
she's
It's good
yeah, I think she's quite a
performance.
charismatic
It's strong,
person,
it's solid,
so it kind of comes
but
across.
it's
well.
nothing we've not seen before. I'm really glad. However you say it.
Alison Janney.
Yeah, she's really good.
She's so good in.
I'm surprised. I don't know what her name is. The lead
really
for Phantom Thread's not nominated because she's really good.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
I
as
can't
well.
remember what her name is.
Is that the younger lady?
Yeah, she's really good. So I don't know why she wasn't up for at least Best Supporting.
Yeah, not
But to kind of like go against Daniel Day-Lewis in like one of your first films is pretty impressive.
Yeah,
and she is really good. She's really good.
Thinking Lady Bird's really good. She's really good. The mum, I think she's. As I was saying,
kind of underwhelmed by that film in general.
I was saying to you, like, as long, like considering all I know her as, I'm pretty sure she's Sheldon's mum in Big Bang Theory. Maybe I should Google it.
God, is that why I recognise her?
I should probably Google that and make sure it is.
I think it is. Oh, well played then.
But she's really good in it. Like, as
she
playing
is.
this mum that cares, but obviously he's trying to push her, and obviously has a troubled child, and it's kind of she doesn't know how to help her and stuff.
I saw someone say that like one of the most like as like a woman said the most realistic things I've ever seen in cinema is the moment where they're like arguing in a shop. And all of a sudden, like they're like mid-argument, and she pulls out a dress and goes, "Oh, this looks really nice." She was like, "Oh yeah," it's just like I've never seen realism in a film more.
I really like that scene.
It's good, yeah.
I did see a clip of it. It looked really good.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
Has she been in anything else that's like
loads? But I've just closed the Wikipedia page. So I'm
great.
All right, we'll Google it later.
Oh, move on. No
she's good though. She's really good.
Google
I'm glad he
yourselves.
went to. How do you say her name again?
Alison Janney.
It's
just Janney.
It's
Janney,
yeah. It's a normal word.
Half of it was right, and then like even the bit you got wrong
Janney.
wasn't that wrong.
Yeah, she's really good. She's really good in that. I'm glad that went to her. And then director, last of all, Christopher Nolan for Dunkirk, Jordan Peele for Get Out, Greta Gerwig, Lady Bird, Paul Thomas Anderson for Phantom Thread, Guillermo del Toro, Shape of Water. So yeah, thinking.
All right, you're right. Dr. Rubin.
Told you. Didn't get nominated, did he? Also, how did The Boss Baby get nominated for animated?
Because isn't there like 3 animated films?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like Coco is obviously the one that's going to win.
It's not
and they just have to fill out the numbers. Like, they know he's going to
So
win.
it was the other one then that's in it. There was
No,
Coco.
isn't Fernando
Boss
one?
Baby.
Boss Baby, Ferdinand
with John
and
Cena as the star.
breadwinner.
Whatever you like.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't know what the
nice.
breadwinner is. But no, director. Pretty.
I like Guillermo or Jordan Peele,
Yeah.
like I said before.
Yeah, I mean,
I think good
Christopher
shout.
Nolan did a great thing with Dunkirk.
Yeah, I
Did
feel
very
like
well.
people have overlooked that a bit.
I think people overlooked it, but I don't know if I'll go back to it anytime soon. I just
Came
don't
out-
feel like
I
it's going
haven't
to have
seen
the
it.
impact it's
yeah.
going to have like
See,
on TV.
that's why I'm genuinely like gutted I never saw it in the
Yeah.
cinema, and it's why I've put off watching it. Is because I'm hoping that with Oscar season you'll see some like cinema put it on with a really
Somewhere
good
will
sound
put it on.
system that I can just go and experience even a slice of what it would have been like.
Like
It
in
was
IMAX, it was
good.
just.
Yeah, it was
I was
real.
literally on the edge of my seat for like the whole film.
Yeah, I never felt that tense for like such a long
Yeah,
period
but
of
then I
time.
don't
I actually
just-
got genuinely.
Yeah.
I felt like sick
But
of
that's
myself.
what's
Got a heart
like-
attack or something.
I just wish the characters had been a bit stronger.
I kind of feel like that was sort of the point.
I kind of do, but I just feel like
Well, just kind of like they were real
if the
people.
They were just-
core-
yeah, they're
the
just
core,
people,
like Joe the soldiers, the one Harry Styles and whoever the other guys were. I just didn't feel like I didn't care about them. I was like, I just need. I cared about Tom Hardy. Cared about.
I did care when they were getting like shot and when they were in that boat as the water started filling
Mark
up.
Rylance.
Yeah, I cared about them.
About Cillian Murphy.
Yeah. I cared about all them. I just didn't care about those soldiers.
Those ones.
And I was like, I just didn't think
Yeah.
they were.
That's the main criticism
particularly-
I've heard about the film.
About those.
They weren't
that
particularly like. They weren't not well acted. They just weren't.
They didn't have a lot to do, did they? I
They didn't have a
suppose?
lot
No,
to do,
that's right.
and I just felt like,
And it was like, hey, it's Harry Styles again.
yeah, I need a little
Yeah.
more.
When's Harry Styles going to die?
Yeah, I need a little more from them for me, but directing wise, really impressive. But I think Guillermo del Toro can't really argue with
Can't
that.
complain.
It's very good. Anything else to say on the Oscars before we move on
No.
to our main topic of the day?
I thought you kind of said
Yeah,
that
I
as if
thought
you were going
you were
to say
gonna say
another
it, yeah.
word.
No, the day.
Guess he went to the cinema this week. We saw some films and we watched some Netflix. Listen up to our ill-informed opinions and then go and see it all anyway. Because who knows, not us, but we'll rate it anyway.
All right, I don't know what Rob's cut out and what Rob's kept in, but we're ready
Blaming
now.
yeah, sir.
We're talking about fandoms because we're all together to go to an event of something we're all fans of, which is Prepare to Try, which is an IGN series where three guys play some games, and we're watching it live tonight. It's exciting, isn't it?
It's not as good as One Fighter Boss, but
yeah, it's fine.
Here's hoping they don't play something shit as well. That's another one.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Hopefully they don't listen to this either, because we're slagging
I
off
didn't say it was shit. I said hopefully it's not going to be
Hopefully it's
shit.
not shit.
I'm being
You should have
optimistic at the moment.
faith, Sam.
And nothing but optimism.
Hey.
No, yeah, and we just thought it's quite a niche fandom that we're part of, I suppose.
part of is a bit of a stretch.
We're part of it. We're coming to our live.
On the periphery.
I feel like Matt's more into this fandom than we certainly are in terms of how many times he wants to post on the screen.
I want to post this picture and he'll love it. See how many likes I get.
We've travelled a few hours to come to a live event, so I'd say we're all fans.
No, I'd agree.
Of this fandom.
Never mind.
Generally, a really nice community of people who just want to have a good time.
That's your fucking dating profile.
Meet up,
if you want to have casual
time,
sex,
long walks on the beach.
These are your notes. I'm just reading your notes. No, you've not read that.
Well, come on.
I was like,
no, but it's generally a nice community, and we thought we'd talk about I'm getting caught on wires here. We're going to talk about fandoms in general, about if fandoms are like beneficial for how mental they are, if they're beneficial for I don't know what the
where's
word
the
is.
sentence
Like
going?
The product. I don't know what the like.
Yeah, whether they benefit the
what's the
creative
word?
process.
Yeah. That's a good way. Maybe you should host
cut that in. Just cut in. You're going creative process.
Now I remember why I host the podcast.
Yeah. So the first question Rob has written down here that's going to open up the discussion. Do you guys generally feel you are fans of particular things?
I am a fan of nothing. I am bored.
I am, bro. I am Zool.
I want
I feel like I am fans of things.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. I'd say
Quite
generally a fan when I like things. Like, I mean, it depends where you're sort of defining the fan side. Like, I mean, to be fair, I do have Star Wars boxes, but I bought them more not out of being a fan of Star Wars. It was more just kind of like, oh, there's some boxes, I'll buy them.
That's not how I think about Star Wars at all.
No, yeah. I'm not saying the defining bit of Star Wars is, oh, if you buy boxes, you're a fan.
Yeah, it's like,
I'm not expecting,
films are alright, the
I didn't
games
go
are
into-
alright sometimes, but fuck those boxes are decent.
I didn't go into The Last Jedi, like,
Best bit of Star
excuse me, what are you wearing underneath that?
Yeah, you're not a real fan.
Miss,
Get out.
Miss, dress, lift up, please, need to check. And that's why we got kicked out.
On International Women's Day.
So yeah, I think we've defined we're all fans of things.
Yeah.
I suppose we generally interact. I mean, me and Rob obviously do a film podcast, so we kind of interact with the community, kind of because of the podcast. I suppose I don't know if I'd be in parts of.
No, I probably wouldn't.
Like, I know you guys part of Sith posting.
I'm part of Sith posting.
Yeah, you're part of any other like fan-related Facebook.
Yeah, I'm on the Rick and Morty one, which I
was for a bit. I got out of there pretty quickly.
I had to leave that one too. I couldn't stick around for that much longer.
Also, the Always Sunny one, Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I'll agree. Actually,
I
want to join that.
Yeah, it's quite fun.
Why is it not a Parks
I'll let you
and
in,
Rec
mate.
one?
I'll let you in. Probably is. There probably is.
Yeah,
Should we make it?
That'd be good.
This could be the start of it.
Yeah.
Next question I know the answer to, but are there things you always watch opening night without fail?
Well, yeah.
I think
know
pretty much any Marvel, apart from Black Panther, didn't do that.
We tried to, though. We saw it opening.
We did
day.
actually,
Yeah,
that's true.
But that was just because they didn't have a midnight show. We aimed for it.
We would have done it.
Yeah,
Aimed for the bushes.
I think generally like Star Wars,
Did we do Doctor
Marvel.
Strange?
No.
I feel like we didn't do midnight.
I feel like the big ones, like Avengers,
like Infinity War, we're
Infinity
gonna
War,
do
we'll
that.
try. Like Star Wars, we always
Star
try
Wars,
and do it
that's
and
true.
stuff. The only one you guys went to last Jedi.
We went last. We
didn't.
couldn't go midnight.
No, we went.
Oh no,
We went opening day.
You guys
Yeah.
could,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's more work commitments than not wanting to go.
Yeah,
I mean,
if we
you don't
can,
really-
we absolutely do.
I mean, you don't really go to midnight showings, do you?
Too old for that shit. I'll just
I'm
wait.
nearly 30 now.
I'll just
too
wait.
old.
26.
Nearly
I'll
30.
just wait till
27 this year.
what am I getting by going at midnight?
I feel like you do get something. Like,
sometimes, like I went to see Force. No, I didn't. I went to see
Awakens at midnight was like an experience I don't think I'll ever have.
I went to see Civil War at
ever
midnight,
again.
and then like next day at work, I was just like, I got migraines. Like I can't. I'm
No,
not doing
like
this
to be
again.
fair, I understand. Like, but I'm so glad I went for like the Force Awakens.
So if I had the day
Suicide Squad, the next day I was like,
What's not?
Yeah, we were.
Not so
I think
much.
that was one where we like. I think that was more of like force of habit. We were like, oh, we kind of
We've
go see
done it for
all
the
these
past few,
films.
Well, it's
haven't
like
we?
we saw the first trailer, and I thought that looks like it could be quite good. And then as the trailers went on, you're like, oh, should we not put those midnight tickets? Should we?
Yeah, I feel like personally, like I feel like when we went to saw Last Jedi, it didn't obviously take away the experience from seeing it not at midnight.
Yeah.
Like at a regular time with regular people. But it was like
regular humans.
No, pathetic nerds.
But it was like I remember like there was quite a nice tradition where we'd usually go for food.
Yeah.
We'd have a couple of beers before the film, waiting for it, and then we'd go to the midnight screening. And it was more of a traditional thing. And like Force Awakens was genuinely
it was something I don't think I'll ever
experience.
experience again.
Yeah, and like
because the buzz in that room was just.
well, that's what I mean. Like you
like
get like
when-
and there's an energy in there.
Star Wars
like,
came up on the screen.
Sam Rostrom was like in front of us or behind us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
like,
there's
that
like
was
energy in the
God.
room, isn't there?
Yeah.
Where it's like, but mind you, we got that with Black Panther, didn't we? Like,
We
seeing
did
it over
actually,
the
and that
day.
wasn't even
It was a
like
packed
midnight.
screen.
So I got
Yeah,
Black
it's like-
Panther, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was like a 9 o'clock showing, so it was like
Yeah.
obviously people got home from
Evenings,
work
yeah.
and stuff like that, so people go in. But it was like I think that's all that sells it to me really. It's like why I go for midnight screenings more so is because you know that if it's a big film, like say for example Infinity War, I think we're planning our next one for.
Yeah.
Is you know that everyone that's also there is as into it as
Bigger
you are.
fan of
And they're gonna
Yeah.
not talk or be on the phone or
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
that is- they're
that's
gonna
the
enjoy
only
the film.
time I don't mind being in a packed cinema
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I know everyone's so invested
Yeah.
in what we're about to watch. Whereas
exactly.
when you go on like a Saturday night or something,
to a
it's just
generic
packed.
comedy.
Yeah,
it's
but
just
it's
like
packed
full of
because
the
people-
masses.
Yeah, I went and
You're
watched
like,
Game
oh,
Night
come on.
like a few earlier this week, and that was like there were just some like kids behind. I was just like,
Why have you paid to
yeah,
be
why
here?
why have you come in? Like, oh.
And do you think this is kind of based on like a thing of kind of loyalty or quality ongoing?
I think
Loyalty.
I'd say older things are
we went to
loyalty.
Suicide Squad, and we can all agree that wasn't quality.
Pretty garbage. Insert poo sound. I don't know if that's how you operate.
No,
we just say the sound.
Well, actually, no, I
effects.
don't know.
Yeah.
Download that.
Yeah.
But no, you're
It's
right. I
definitely
mean,
a
even to a
loyalty
point though, that
sense.
kind of that I'd say that sort of umbrellaed out into us though, because we were kind of fans of like comic books in general or like superhero type films. So we'd be like in that bracket of just superheroes generally, not like even just Marvel and DC. It was that bracket. We were like, all right, we need to go see it. We need to see it as soon as we can. And then we saw it, and after it was just a bit of fuck.
But at least
have
we can
been
admit
here.
that it's bad.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the thing.
No, that's the
It's
thing.
sort of like
There's people out there who like.
When they blindly.
I have like friends that I know of who like, and like I appreciate their opinion because like I agree on.
But
a
they're
lot
wrong.
of things.
But they're wrong.
But they're completely wrong. I appreciate their opinion, but like.
but I don't.
They say sometimes
they're not
Chris, no.
listening. They suck. No, but like the thing was that like they genuinely really liked it, and I'm like I have a really close friend of mine that like really enjoys like DC as much as I do, enjoys the films as much, but like we greatly like on polarizing opinions on like Man of Steel, where I really like Man of Steel, think it's a really good Superman film. He hated it, but
I never got the hate for Man of Steel.
Yeah,
I
but
don't-
to
I
be
like
fair,
the-
he went into it a
first
bit
two
like
thirds, first three quarters, I think are really good.
yeah,
And then,
absolutely, yeah, agreed. I think he went into it almost similar to like I feel like a lot of people who hated Last Jedi, where he was like my Superman
Yeah,
is
is
this,
this,
and I was like I'm
Yeah.
quite happy to just see in different
I'd rather
interpretations.
have my
That's
like,
what comic books are, though. Like different
Yeah.
different writers, different artists do
Yeah,
different
exactly.
ways. Like, that's
It's
what
like
it is.
if you're a fan of comics and you're gonna have a go at the continuity errors or like who you feel is a better interpretation, you don't read comics because like
Yeah, exactly,
as soon
yeah.
as a different creative teams come in, someone might have a new
rejig the
power.
whole shit.
Yeah, they might have a new like. There's something
Fine,
like
yeah,
there's like a trend. There's a trend that's often brought up in comics called Secret Origins, which is just I don't know if they call it Secret Origins for a reason. My interpretation of the word secret origin though is because sometimes they just sneak it in. Like they'll be like you'll have a creative team will start Iron Man for example, and then all of a sudden he's the adopted son, not the legitimate son, and it's like they've just. But then it'll
Wait,
be
did
like
they actually work that into
yeah,
it?
that's like five
remember
issues
reading
into
that.
a particular run, and then but then 3 years later, maybe when like that particular era of comics maybe didn't do as well, they'll retcon stuff like Marvel are doing now in the comics. They'll retcon stuff, and they'll then go, oh, actually, no, yeah, no, he's always the the real son of him. Yeah, they do all that really. So yeah, I think it's one of those things where it's like it's always open to interpretation of like whatever writer there is and stuff like that. But Yeah, I think like my thing about loyalty, like when you brought that up, was I wonder if it's I think older fandoms like
Star Wars,
DC, Marvel. I think it's actually the exception because it's kind of almost bridged people.
So I love about Marvel. The Marvel thing seems to be like a really group of like people who love comics and people who just like the films.
Yeah,
who just getting along really nice. And it's really nice. And the DC ones are just like,
if you don't know what issue he first appeared in, you're not a real fan.
The time Superman raced the Flash while scratching his ball sack is actually 34. No, I'm not. Yeah,
like that. Like, that's the thing. Yeah.
But it's like the loyalty thing where like Star Wars fans seem very loyal, but like absolutely towards Last Jedi apart, like saying death threats to Rian Johnson and stuff.
Yeah, I did not.
Which is just like so over the top.
No,
but then
definitely.
DC fans obviously defend objectively bad films to the death. And it's like I don't like the difference between the two is just weird. Like
it's more like I said on the way up,
as bad as each other, but completely
opposite ways around. Yeah.
I feel like Star Wars butthurt people are kind of looking at DC butthurt people being like, "You will learn one day, little one." Like a very like the only people I can think of that hate Marvel films are those really trolley DC fans. Like they just like, well,
just hate it for the
it's
sake
like
of
I
it.
genuinely love DC comics more than I do Marvel.
Oh yeah,
I'm saying,
but that's what actually makes me more upset about DC films is that I remember the first time I saw Avengers. I remember genuinely when my first thought.
You couldn't move.
You
sat down. You sat down.
You were comatose for 3 weeks.
One of our friends was like, "Guffers needs to stop posting about Avengers on Facebook." Luca. He was like, "Guffers needs to chill out, man." I was like, "I'm really excited." I was like so excited. And then it was like, but I remember part of the excitement was going, this is like proven that ensemble superhero films work.
Yeah.
And if the Justice League, like which is a collection of some of my favourite heroes ever, could work, then what world can we live in? Do you know what I mean? I was like, this is the dream. And then it turned out to be the worst film I've ever seen.
I can't remember any of that.
Honestly, I hated that a bit more than Suicide Squad.
I did.
I watched Suicide Squad. This is how good my honeymoon was. Watched Suicide Squad on my honeymoon in the hotel. I was like,
trying something.
This is kind of like, at least,
I'd give it a bit of a like, you know what, it was crap when I first saw it because I had all my expectations.
Yeah.
But then going into it with like, I know what I'm going to get.
Because we saw Justice League like 2 days after my wedding.
Yeah.
So we like...
I paid like £20 for that.
Pretty like on a high.
God.
Illegally streamed by my brother. And I sat there and watched it with Chinese subtitles on it. It was interesting.
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
Honestly,
don't pay for that.
I can't speak of how that feeling of like because I was really late to watching it. Basically,
I had no expectations.
Well, I had no expectations, but then I had other people being like, like Alex, the drummer in the band. He despises that. The thing is, he despises a lot of superhero films. Like he objectively is probably into like comic books and superheroes and things like that, but for some reason he just hates all the superhero films. But then Justice League, he was just like, it's bad. I was like, it can't be that bad. Like, I know that's Alex's level. And then that first scene on that phone footage of seeing Henry Cavill's face, I just went, wow, this is where we are. Like, I think my brother was high at the time watching it, and I was just kind of like,
on life. You mean there's no?
Of course.
I'm not any illegal narcotics. Of course not.
No, of course not. But I was just like, wow, this is what we're in for the next 2.5 hours.
Well, it's like I went to see it with our friend David, and like, yeah.
Thanks for the invite.
You're welcome. I'm pretty sure I put it out there.
You did. I was busy.
But no, but like the thing is that with that film, like I went into it similar to Matt, where I was like, I'm absolutely have no care about this, but like I'm not invested. I've heard terrible things. I've seen the direction it's going in, just looks terrible. And then I remember there was a moment where it's like the typical. A single drop of beer.
I don't want to be
a single drop of beer. No, it was literally what we just said. It was very shoot. Anyway,
you guys got that sounds like fun.
That's the quickest reference anyone's ever made.
That seems like it was 2 in time.
We make inside jokes like that.
Stand-up comedian, Sam.
No, but like I remember like watching that film being very blank, kind of just being like, right, what I'm seeing is what I'm seeing.
This is just shit. Yeah.
And then the moment that genuinely hurt my feelings was that like obligatory triumphant shot
Any of our long-time listeners will remember Guff's sad rant on this that we read out on the podcast.
I forgot already.
Put the Schindler's List music underneath.
Insert that here. Yeah.
No, but I'll said it before. I'll say it again. No, but it's like the obligatory victorious shot of the heroes at the end of the mission.
You don't deserve this.
Yeah, well, I loved it. Exactly. I was like, oh shit, this is it. I was like, this is what I've waited my entire life for. You know, and I was just like, Jesus.
Why do DC fans not want more? Like, why not?
I've no
I
idea.
feel like
the Dark Knight. We had the Dark Knight.
They've had the
I feel they deserve better.
How are we?
deserve better.
Well, I mean, we're all
hero
DC
we
fans.
deserve.
We're all looking at it and going, "That is crap."
Yeah.
How
It's
are
'cause
they?
we're
How
not-
are the rest of them not going? Look at what Nolan did. And who was it? It was
That's the thing.
who did Kick-Ass?
Mark Miller.
Mark Miller.
Miller.
In an interview for IGN, he was like, "You want to be the person that makes the film after Batman and Robin, not after the Dark Knight trilogy." Like, and that's literally what the whole DCU has been so far. Yeah. Like, the guys making the films after them. Like, you want to make the films after this has been rebooted.
Yeah.
That's who you want to be right now.
Yeah.
You don't
I swear that's what Matt Reeves is just hanging out for that for them to like
just
throw that like
he's-
reboot point in. He's like, right, I'll make it now.
That's the thing with all these DC like people who are defending these. What are they saying about the Nolan series? Then are they like?
I think they like it,
I was
but no
gonna
one's
say, I know
debating that it isn't.
There's
Do you know what I
someone-
mean?
yeah.
It's its own
they
thing.
were made
It's
in
like,
like a bit of a different time, weren't they? When kind of franchising wasn't as mental, and it wasn't like everything's not got to interconnect. It was just like, here's three
It's
films
its own thing.
about Batman. There's great, and kind of they don't feel like DC
think the
films.
problem
Obviously, I know
was
they
that-
have that at the start of the DC and stuff, but they don't feel. They feel
No,
like
I feel like just
built like
films.
really
and,
great films rather than here's a Marvel film, here's a DC
I
film,
feel like
it's a Star
the
Wars
Dark Knight
film.
trilogy it almost feels silly to have Batman in it. Like the Dark Knight, it feels silly to like a psychopath that dressed like a clown that just wants to just fucking destroy everything. And in the way that that whole thing and like, you know, organized crimes in like, you know, integrated with that and that whole thing, you know, political agendas, all that kind of thing is integrated so well within that story.
Oh god, it's really good.
And then you kind of
Really,
then
I was just thinking, I was like, God damn it, that's a really good film.
but then you all of a sudden go, yeah, but there is a bloke in a bat costume. It's almost jarring. Like if it was like that's literally my least favorite aspect of like the Dark Knight, and it is the fact that there's a bat bloke. Do you know what I mean? And it's like I love Batman. Like I love Batman. I love the stories, but it was like it's literally. But that shows how good that film is. That it's like you could remove that entire element out and it'd probably still work.
a good film,
But like that's the thing. Like I think Man of Steel tried to like my friend Nathan, he really doesn't like how dark they went with Superman. I liked how they explored it, but I think it was very much DC just going, let's keep that dark element that Dark Knight
They took
did.
the wrong like aspects from it.
But it's like
basically.
Marvel started like bringing light into everything, and I'm not saying like DC should just do what Marvel did, but I think
no, especially now they just get shot on
that's the thing,
completely.
like, Batman v Superman, at least you can go. At least they tried something.
Yeah.
Justice League didn't try anything.
No, yeah.
Batman v Superman, they tried too many things.
And you go, all right, that's not great, but at least they tried something.
Yeah.
Like,
I still have a bit of admiration for that film because for me, like, it's
I
a
would
bit like
watch
the thing of
that
just going,
hands
like,
down over like Justice League.
Oh,
or something
absolutely.
like that. I think everyone
there's
would
some
say though,
good
to be honest.
stuff in
Like,
it. It's good ideas, bad execution.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like it kind of sets you up to go. Like I remember saying, like my only justification for Batman vs Superman was that I like Man of Steel. Batman vs Superman had its problems and I didn't like it that much. Like after like watching it a few times, I was like, actually, I can see.
I
where
feel
the
like
flaws are.
initially
I like it
we all had
more.
quite
I
good-
really liked it the initial
Yeah, we
watch,
did.
but then afterwards I was like, I can see the flaws.
I'm the opposite. I didn't like it
And
Oh,
then you
really?
start,
the first
like,
time, and now I'm like,
building on
oh,
it,
actually, I can because I know like the Martha moment's coming.
yeah.
So I'm like, I can just pretend it's not
I
there.
think,
Yeah,
again,
I kind of,
it's this
when
the
I
whole,
saw
like,
that, I was
flying
like,
Leia type thing just taking me out of
I
the
might
thing.
actually walk out.
Like-
when that happened, I was like, I'm just gonna leave.
It's like I genuinely have like flitted so often. Like I've watched it 4 times. I watched twice in cinema the normal version. I watched
I think
twice the
it's
theatrical,
extended,
like the
yeah.
extended.
Yeah.
And then like I
I
watched
remember you
it.
saying that changed your opinion on it actually.
Well, it did, like, because I watched it the first time, was like, but I think I think I'm so polarized on that film that it depends on what day it is and who I'm watching it with. I watched it with a friend who like really wanted to like it, and then he genuinely said he really enjoyed it afterwards, and I was like, you know what, no, there is good elements in that. But then I came away from it, watched it on my own, and like I watched it twice on my own,
it's crap.
and was like, actually, yeah, no. But I remember justifying it, going, I reckon it's better if Justice League is good, it'll look better as a trilogy. Because you can look at a trilogy as a whole and kind of go, all right, that's a weak moment, but as a collective it works. And if it leads into something good, you can kind of almost go, all right, well, it didn't work as well, but at least it led to this.
And then it bombed the
but
fuck
then it just fell. Yeah. It was like, it just did not do well. It was like,
but again, like you said, you want to be the people who make the films after this, so maybe it's just the bullets someone had to take in order for the films to get better.
Zack Snyder has taken a bullet.
To be like good in the future.
Did the rumours that he was actually sacked before he stepped down?
We talked about this on the way over. Like that's, you know what? Maybe they were just like, you know what? We'll give you a really good pay. Just fuck off. Like,
I mean,
just get out. I would have actually preferred he stayed on.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, he's one of these people where people have like a weird, like, affection towards him. Yeah, like people seem to like absolutely love him. Like, we want the Snyder cut. It's like, one, there's not a Snyder cut because he didn't edit any of the film together, so fuck off. But it's like, what's he done to deserve this brilliant reputation? Watchmen, which is
people hold real.
But it's a shot for shot.
It's panel because like
the only thing he changes is spoilers, but the big fucking alien at the end. That's about it.
Which I think's better. I think it's better not having a big fucking alien.
But it's like,
sorry, I thought you meant you wanted the big alien. I was like, what?
Where's the alien? I won't watch it if there's no alien.
Like he makes stuff look like incredible. Like, he's really good at like composing a shot, but like storytelling.
Well, it's like that scene, the opening,
and that's why Watchmen worked because he's got the script for Watchmen already.
Yeah, DC fans though, I think the reason like the hardcore ones who really, I think it's just. I don't know. I don't want to call them delusional.
Stupid.
No, but it's not just DC fans, though.
No, but I think it's like trying to. I think when you hold something so personally, you do try and.
Because you personally feel like people are like targeting you. It's like if I like I almost got that a little bit. Like when I was like, no, I actually like The Last Jedi. Like
I love The Last Jedi.
Me too. And, like, the rest of the band were all like, nah, it was shit. Personally, I was like,
it does make you feel
I'm
gonna
fucking fight you in a minute. Like I will beat. No, I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. But
there was like a friend of mine who did see the midnight screen, and I was like trying to avoid like anything. And like I think it got to about 3 a.m. and I was unfortunately still awake, and I knew people were out, and I was like, I'm not going to watch anyone's Snapchat stories in case they're coming out the screen. Like, and I'm glad I didn't, because like this, I went to see it, like we saw it like 4 o'clock, and then when I came out, I remember going, right, I'm going to look back at that person's story now and see what they thought. Because it might not have been anything, but then I looked back and they went, and it was literally just an image of them walking out Printworks, and it's like the caption for it was, I've never been more disappointed in my life. And I was like, shit, because we really liked it when we saw it. So then I came out going like, oh, well, these are all the good things about it. I had my moments where I was like, oh, that's a bit weird. Don't know how I feel about that. Yeah. But then, like, and I had mixed feelings because I was like, I think I sympathise with a lot of fans, you know, because I was like, there's a lot I wanted to see that I didn't get, but I'm glad they did something different I didn't expect.
Again, I didn't go in, like, wanting to see anything. I was more just like, I want to see where they're going to go with it.
Like, the thing with Rogue One was just, like, pure fan service, and I thought it was pretty poor. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was like, oh, hey, do you remember an X-Wing? Here's another X-Wing. Here's an AT.
It was fine.
And it was like, it was fine. Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, like the way they
branched it out.
The way that they developed actual character. Like Luke wasn't just this guy who turned up at the end to be a hero.
Again, and it's everyone's argument about him, like, why didn't he just fight him? And then it's like, because he's been out.
He's old.
It's like saying, like, it's like saying when he visited Yoda in the fucking 5th one, are you going to expect him to get up and start jumping around like a fucking madman?
Luke Skywalker's not a murderer. He blew up the Death Star with probably tens of thousands of people. Probably kids. We know Rogue One that Mads Mikkelsen's kid was on that. There's kids on the Death Star and he blew it up. Obviously he's a murderer.
There's a kid, a little TIE fighter going like, and
then they blow it up again. They blow it up again
twice. It's like, all right, yeah, but don't bring your kids on, John, because
it's the word.
Don't bring your kids on. Can I still bring the kids? Oh, did you know?
You've got to sign a disclaimer.
Simon lost his triplets like the first one. I won't bring them on this one, mate. I mean, we've got a great daycare system, but Jesus, leave them at home, mate.
Simon was off base and it got...
He never got to say goodbye. It's awkward,
man. God, he was on a convoy.
Nothing to bury. Nothing to bury.
Nothing to bury. He's got dark. All turned into sparks. Don't know how that happened. It was a big building. That was there no rubble? No, just pure sparks.
We gave him a slab of floating metal that we found from space just to give him something. You know, it's like, oh, your kids might be incinerated on this. I don't know, but bury this instead.
This could be the necklace you gave.
There's a hole, right? There's a hole, right? If you shoot down the hole directly, it will blow up. But other than that, it's totally safe. Bring them on. Bring them on
board. Bring your kids on board. It's fine. Rebel scum aren't good enough, are they?
Yeah, he's like,
unless it's a Jedi, it's fine.
I mean, like the hole that they can shoot guys goes straight to the nursery, but it's fine. So just
That's where the power source is. You know what?
There's just loads of kids playing catch in like a nuclear.
Just radioactive kids with like 3 heads, just like throwing balls.
Again, though, Star Wars isn't averse to killing children, though, as we've had in
Anakin with the young
Anakin just,
I mean, Luke Skywalker has killed more kids than Darth Vader has. I'm going to say that. I reckon that's
true. That's true.
I don't know, because now, like, how many women and children are in the Sand People? For what?
True.
How many younglings would you be in?
He mistaked the Death Star for a moon. That's going to have a lot of people on it.
The women and the children, too.
That's going to have a lot of people on it if you're mistaking it for a moon.
No, to be fair, yeah.
Again, though, I don't know how many kids.
I mean, what's one more?
It just happened to be take your kids to work.
And you know what? He did it twice. He did it twice as well. So I mean,
he did do it twice. He was like, no, he's a good one. I know we're working for the Empire, but they are good guys. Right? I know what we're doing is a bit shady, but like, I've got kids on here. He's not gonna blow it up again. Nah, John, you'll be all right.
Can I get the skate pod? No, they've all got made.
Is he dragging Darth Vader out there? What's happening?
He's like, oh, they're on the same side, and we're still dying. That's bullshit. That.
Why's that missile coming towards the nursery?
Can we write a story that's from the
nursery? I don't know. The nursery was one of those bits that weren't quite built yet, so they were just we've just put
them in. A jam jar sketch of this.
Yes. The people in the Death Star who blew up as Luke shot it.
Oh god!
You got potatoes today, Steve? Yeah, I went for stew. All right. How was it? My potatoes disappointing. No, it's all right.
Wow, what's that?
It's like that. No, it's like we talked about this before. That film, Remember Me, where it's like the whole Twin Towers at the end, where it comes out of nowhere.
It's actually a film about a man who gets a job, and it's set slightly in the future. It's very Looper-esque, beginning of Star Trek. It's like it's kind of slightly in the future. This space travel. It's like,
that pursuit of
actually going on.
He's
like, I'm gonna do it, Sandra. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make it in life. I'm gonna do it. I've got
a new
worthless.
You can't do it.
And at the end, he's like, he starts running something, and he's like, I've just been hired for a company.
He's got a good team
and
everything.
I'm a courier. I just need to get on this base for a few months, and then we'll all be gravy. And it's like, you know what? I'll come with you. Our relationship is sorted.
We'll bring Laura Johnny as well.
Bring the kids. I'm pregnant. She gives birth.
Oh god!
He becomes a manager, and then all of a sudden, what do you see? Torpedo come down an exhaust port.
The terrorist comes and blows it all up.
Yeah, you know what?
And then Star Wars, and then all of a sudden, the only timestamp you get is 3 minutes before the Battle of Yavin. It's like, Jesus. It's like, oh no. It's like craned in, like, what's the date? Oh, it's like 3 BYE. And it's like, oh shit. All the nerds out there are like, oh no. I really love TK4. What's happening to
a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
What are you on about? We're here now. Who's far away? What's happening?
Imagine
he's seeing the
credits. Like, what's that? I can't get an angle on it.
He's from the other side of his text.
He's like, oh, it's gibberish. Oh no, it's backwards. Get a mirror. Oh my god. They're all dead.
Try and pull this one back,
Matt.
Yeah,
well,
get this back and try and go on.
No idea.
You know what? We're probably.
Let's bring it back to the.
We are part of the fandom.
Good, bad. I don't know.
No, I was gonna say like.
I don't know anymore.
It's more starting on that.
It's more just a cut out. If Luke Skywalker's the murderer, don't be upset about it. Basically,
it's more just when people follow things blindly and aren't open to any kind of like criticism on things that they love. Like, again, people do get butthurt about things.
Yeah, it's like people have an idea what the thing's going to be, and if it's different, then they're upset about it.
Yeah.
If it's better, like Justice League, like, did people go in thinking this is going to be mediocre average, and it was, so they kind of fine with that.
Disappointed. Like I came out of Justice League, like
but fans are like,
but I came out of Batman v Superman, which is objectively probably a better film.
I remember you definitely being disappointed by that one. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's what I mean. Like that's what I mean. This Last Jedi did they expect like
I don't think
Snoke's story to be developed and Luke to be the hero at the end. Is that what they expected? Is that why they didn't like it? Because objectively, that's not a bad film at all.
No, not at all. People can take things.
It's like people are upset about creative decisions.
And then turn it into a bad film.
Yeah,
like
it's
the
weird.
Leia thing, I hated that.
Oh,
I hated that.
If you had that Leia bit, and I'm like, yeah, but what about the rest of the film?
To be fair, I hated that. I didn't like that.
If that's all you're stewing on for the rest of that film, you've got problems.
I did.
Literally, let things go.
I didn't like that bit first time.
Why have they done that? Objectively, my favourite film of all time.
That Leia bit, like, I didn't like it at first, and then Rian Johnson kind of explained it. I was kind of like, okay, technically,
what's his explanation?
So like, people like. So he's like, Leia's always been force sensitive. Everyone knows that, and like, it's actually easier to do that in space than it would be
Yeah.
Because there's no gravity. But then, so we kind of explained it. I was like, technically it makes sense, but it looks stupid. And then like I saw it a second time in the cinema. And like when it happened, like there's a kid on the seat like in front of me onto the right who's like put his arm out and was kind of like,
that's actually really.
That's like.
I wish he was on our imaginary Death Star.
That's like, yeah.
There's a few more points you've got in here, Rob, but we've been going on for a while.
These were supposed to be like
little bullet
notes that you don't necessarily read out loud. But
well, the thing is, like, right,
they just kind of touch on.
To make it look like you know what you do.
There are some that we've not covered, but I feel like we've gone.
Obviously, I said my football analogy.
Yeah, you do your football analogy.
So basically,
written down football analogy.
When United play well, right? I'm like, that was good performance. United play shit. I'm like, that was shit.
Yeah.
I want more than that.
People like.
So it's like, why? Like, if United play shit, I'm not like, that was great and we were robbed. I'm like, no, that was shit. We should be better than that. Isn't that like?
Well, it's like someone.
It's kind of like I support United.
Mum, like my mum's a saint. Your mum like stabbed 4 people. My mum is a saint.
Your mum beats you and your brother.
It's like my mum's the best.
Yeah, it's just a weird thing where people can't like objectively.
But the thing is,
like,
they feel like in order to identify as a fan,
it's weird that DC and Star Wars have the complete polar opposite, where DC fans are defending it like despite the fact it's shit, and Star Wars fans are criticizing Star Wars. Or Star Wars fans, who kind of like there's like Facebook groups saying like Disney against Disney's treatment of fanboys or something like that, which like
fanboys.
So they try to like tank The Last Jedi. They're the ones they say they're the ones responsible for tanking its Rotten Tomatoes score.
Right.
So they have like the critic score, which is like on 90%, which is like the highest Star Wars, or one of the highest Star Wars ones, and they have the audience score, which is like 50 something, which is the lowest ever Star Wars, and they sort of taking responsibility for that. And then they tried to do it with Black Panther as well, and so it's the same group who tries to tank it because it's Marvel and Disney, and they kind of
boycott it.
They hate it because it's owned by Disney, basically.
Well, the thing is, like Disney.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's literally alt-right. These alt-right, which is a synonym for cunt. These people just being like, I hate anything that's not led by a white male. And like the way they've kind of like taken Star Wars and J.J. Abrams kind of thing, it's like, oh, it's this white female taking on. It's about like left-wing people taking on capitalism. It's like, what the fuck do you think the first Star Wars is about? It's about one man taking on the fucking empire. Who are like, it's the same thing. Like, but because it's a white man, it's fine. If it's a woman, then it's not fine.
But that's the thing. I hate when people go like, oh, like she's a Mary Sue. Shut up! Like I saw someone saying like,
what is Luke?
He's like
Luke is more of a Mary Sue than Ray.
He is. It's literally, it's like the second he holds a lightsaber, like he has a minute where he's like, I don't know what I'm doing, and he goes, breathe, and he's like, like buzzing, yeah, sorted. It's like, then all of a sudden,
it's like we're saying the way down. Star Wars is rubbish. Like
it is rubbish. It's a camp space opera. It's a rubbish film, but it's brilliant.
It's like the dialogue. When you sit and listen, you're like, oh, I forgot that was in it. And then when it's finished, you forget like anyone said it.
Yeah.
It was awesome. There were lightsabers and it was great.
You'd pick out 3 quotes from the original films. You're like, they're great quotes, and then everything else is
just. The thing is, the quote everyone.
I know. Great quote.
The quote everyone has is fucking wrong because it's one of those Mandela effect ones.
I am your father. It's like Luke.
No, it's like no.
I
am your father.
I am your father.
Yeah, so like everyone thought it was Luke. I am your father. It's like
no, bitch, it's not.
Or was it? No. Different universe.
No, yeah, but I think that's the thing with I think people just get it so personally.
I think, like from our discussion, everyone can tell we're pretty fanboy-y about DC. Like we wouldn't, if we weren't fanboys, we wouldn't care that much. Yeah, and that's what I don't understand.
The thing,
like if I feel I care about something, I'm going to be passionate about it. Yeah. And if it's, I feel like as a fanboy, you should. Fanboy sounds horrible.
No, I feel like you should.
I should feel like I deserve a good film.
Yeah. You should be able to call it out when it's
that much and go. Do you know what? That wasn't good enough for what I feel I deserve as a fan of this franchise. And the problem is,
like this, like if people this like dichotomy, like I think it's the thing of just people going, oh, it was great, whatever we got was great. It was like no, because the more people that like support it, the less the studio will like take account. Like they'll. I mean. With DC, I'm like, so much is shifting around. I don't expect a good film for years now. Yeah. I don't like until they like reboot stuff or whatever. Like Flashpoint, if they continue with that,
God, it's gonna be a
garbage film.
Wonder Woman 2 might be alright.
You know what? I'm hoping though that like I'm worried that Wonder Woman 2 will be garbage too because Wonder Woman felt almost like they were going. Oh, do what you want, mate. And then it kind of came out really good, and they were like, "Oh, nice one." But now they're like, almost like they're so well involved that they'll meddle. Yeah. And I'm like. But I'm hoping that's why I'm hoping Shazam's quite good because I'm thinking that if they don't give a shit about Shazam, it might be a good film.
Yeah.
they might mess with it less. But
kind of like Fox and Deadpool, where
exactly,
we don't give a shit about Deadpool. You
exactly,
do whatever you want.
And then it came out, the same with Logan, where they were just like, do what you want, and it's like one of the best films I've ever done.
Yeah.
But it was like
it got nominated, didn't it, for a screenplay?
Did it?
Yeah, best original screenplay.
But that's what I mean. It's like films like that. Like I'd rather there be less involved. But I'm hoping that Flashpoint is literally your last shot. Like it's like it's your Days of Future Past. For DC,
if it just finishes and if it's just black and it's like
we're not doing these
we're
anymore.
Restarting again.
The DC universe will return.
It just black. No, just black screen, white letters
with different actors.
We tried.
Sorry.
Have you seen the rumor about the We Tried thing? No. So Justice League starts with like the credit sequence, and there's a homeless guy sat there with We Tried on his, or I Tried on his sign.
I remember that. Yeah,
and
I don't get it.
As that happens, Joss Whedon's name pops up as directed or
by
co-written by Joss Whedon. And like there's a rumor that he did that on purpose.
That's gotta be true. What does that even mean otherwise? It's literally. I remember looking at that going.
You've done film studies again. You know people read into too many little things.
But like,
there's a rumor that he did that because he like tried to make it good, and like the studios wouldn't let him do anything.
Yeah.
So that's the best he could get.
That's the best he
could
do, apparently.
I would respect him.
So funny if that's the case.
I hope I'm going to pretend it's true.
Yeah, that's
Joss Whedon said that. It's a fact.
Yeah. No, but that's the thing. Like, I think with those films, it's like I don't expect anything good from them now. Like they need a long, hard look in the mirror.
It's like I'm sort of holding out for Matt Reeves' Batman.
Yeah, no, like, but they
don't even know who's in that, do we?
It feels like
Jake Gyllenhaal, John Hamm, could be anyone. Could be.
You know what, John Hamm? John Hamm would be a great Batman. Just
yeah. Carl Urban. That's why.
Carl Urban was a good shout.
He just get a bit more jacked, but
yeah,
Carl Urban's pretty chances.
He's got like a fit dad bod, hasn't he? Carl Urban.
Yeah. No, but like with
my daddy. Just
God. No, but it's like I think Zachary Levi is like a really good choice for Shazam.
Yeah, no, he's like in his face, he always kind of looks like.
Ignore that. Let's keep going with this.
Yeah, but then no, you're right.
No, but I'm hoping that it's like one of those things where it's like they eventually. But that's the thing. Like it annoys me so much that like I remember one of the statements for like Batman vs Superman was like when critics were tanking it. It was like. We made this for the fans, and it's like, yeah, but some fans hate it.
You've read the Google Doc.
You read the Google Doc.
You read the
Google Doc.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. Like, segue. No, but that's the thing. It like really annoys me the fact that it's like it's for the fans, and it's like, yeah, but it's a shit film.
I hate
it's like
the worst thing
because it's like. Because again, it's the same thing of blind fans who will just go,
I
love
it.
It's like, please feed me the one thing.
This is the Pied Piper of DC films.
It's like,
But what I don't understand also is like, surely 99% of cricket.
Chimney crickets.
We've done a poll. 99% of crickets don't like Batman Superman.
That definitely sounds like a clickable article.
That was the only insects that we actually polled. So we don't know about ladybirds.
Incoming on grasshoppers. We'll let you know when posted.
99% of critics are surely also film fans. Like, sure you don't go into that.
They're not just been like, I've seen Fern Gully, so I'm going to rate every film I've ever seen.
Surely you don't go into that industry without being a fan of it.
It's like a food critic's not going to go in without genuinely
like
I only love Mackie D's.
Yeah, exactly. Who the fuck's
like this Philly steak, fucking disgusting. There's no gherkin.
Where is it? There's no fake melted cheese on top of this.
This chocolate lava cake would be better if it was a chicken nugget.
I like bringing up that
quote. Chef was like, chocolate lava cake is not just an undercooked cake.
It's a cake that you
have a ganache in the middle.
You freeze it in the middle, and then you cook it, and then it gets melted on the outside.
Inside, you dickhead.
I'm sorry, Sam. I'm improvising. So fandoms
sticks
are bad.
to script, Matt.
Is that what we're saying?
I don't think fandoms are bad.
No, blind fandom is bad.
I think we've been very negative. I'd like to put a positive in, which is...
Oh, wait, no. Sorry, before you go into negatives, I do just want to say...
really big negative.
We bashed a lot on, like, DC and we bashed a lot on Star Wars.
You literally about to make the same point I was about to make.
No, all I'm going to say is Marvel's not like... It's not like we're trying to say here that Marvel's, like, infallible.
No,
like,
it's not.
I'm not in that... Like, Doctor Strange, all right.
It's tricky to criticise them too much because they're all average at worst.
They're all fine.
Definitely. At worst, they are average. Like, personally, Ant-Man I enjoyed. Doctor Strange again.
They're nothing
better,
special, but...
Yeah, exactly.
It's like good. It's still of a quality.
No, objectively, I am still going to say they're good films. I'm not going to go in being like,
see, that's the other side, I guess, I hate a little bit, which is like, I feel like...
5. Yeah. Right, good. I thought you meant 10. I was like, wow,
25.
That's shit.
That's a very strange scale.
I feel like something I really don't like that much is that when people just like instantly everything you see on social media is just like, oh, insert newest Marvel film here is highest rated, got the best opening weekend of this, and it's like, you know, it's because like Marvel's just on a rise.
It's just momentum build.
We've got money to pay for the ads, and like, you know what, we're gonna play.
Like,
with this
but the thing is as well, like Black Panther deserves it. Like, it absolutely deserves it. It's done a lot. But like, I think like the next solo film, like if it was like,
what is the next solo film? Actually,
isn't the next one? Wait, Captain Marvel?
No, it's Ant-Man.
Is it Ant-Man 2?
Yeah. Infinity War is the actual next film.
Yes,
isn't it? Right.
Yeah, next ensemble film. But like that'll be massive.
Wait, no, actually, next film though.
Oh, in general, sorry,
yeah.
But like, Ant-Man and the Wasp is the next like kind of like non-ensemble film, if you want to call it that. But
you know what, actually, I am actually kind of interested because I want to see like the repercussions.
I'm interested.
Where
I don't know where it's
going to end
up.
up.
That's why Marvel do quite well, which is that like you want to watch. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the formula, is that they tie everything in so like closely that you kind of want to watch it. Like,
then when something changes, it kind of like
Marvel earn their universe.
Hands down.
That so much. DC haven't earned it. No. Star Wars should have it because they were literally the first ones, pretty much, of making a film that people then went. Yeah. There seems to be so much. I mean, it was a complete fluke from George Lucas's part. That people felt that there was more to this universe because he obviously didn't mean it. But like,
I'm not missing an opportunity like that.
They were the first ones to go, there's something bigger here.
Yeah.
Like, for people to see.
But also,
they're the ones that earn it so much.
No,
but they're kind of the ones that don't
capitalize
on it as much as they should. DC the ones that do it that shouldn't earn it, and Marvel have got this perfect ground because
but I know
they've put the right people in charge. I don't care what you say about Disney or anything. Disney is smart.
Yeah.
Disney have
hands down
the right properties at the right times to help. And you go, it's maybe monopolizing the market, but they seem to buy these places and go, you do what you do best. We're just going to fund you to do it.
To be fair though, I wonder how much of a hand Paramount in the early days of the MCU had in that, because like if you think about it, like apart from Sam Raimi's films and some of the X-Men films, they've not been huge success on like the other, because like Spider-Man and X-Men are huge properties. Yeah. But like the other little properties that like got sold to other studios never did too well. Like critically, like mainly better. Like, you know, I think they always did kind of well box office wise, but like critically never that great. But when you kind of look at like what the MCU did, obviously, I wonder how much they had of control. Like, did Paramount just kind of go, do what you want? Do you know what I mean? Like in terms of that, and then Disney were like, we like what you're selling. Do you know what I mean? We'll buy it. Yeah. And then obviously it's kicked off from there. But it seems like that already had Fahey in charge, and then Disney were like, you've got a good run, carry on doing what you're doing.
You're sick at your job. Keep doing that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's always been Warner Brothers with DC though, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So I wonder how much they're
like Jeff Johns is like.
He's been demoted.
They did like that's what I mean. Like they did this. Was it before after Batman v Superman? He got promoted to be like creative director. After Justice League, he was like, "Nah, get out."
I remember genuinely being like, I can't wait for the films that maybe come out after Justice League, because Justice League was in this kind of limbo in between. But it's like Jeff Johns. Yeah, but Jeff Johns, if he's the creative like controller of all that, he's one of the greatest writers of comics in a while. Like he's written a lot of what DC kind of hold to this day. Like there's a lot of, when you look at anything that's like post-crisis in the DC universe of that storyline, it's hard to keep things like down. Do you know what I mean? Like solid. But he wrote a lot of stories that have been continued. So it's like, but then they've demoted him for some bloke. I don't know who the bloke is, but like he's probably qualified.
It's Kim
in some way.
Yeah. All I'm gonna say is that was fantastic.
What did you just say?
I can't live that one down. So just like, you know,
What are we, some kind of Fantastic Four?
I'm literally Amazon. Do you want to do the fucking quiz thing, you dickhead? Jesus Christ, Matt! I'm trying to do this subtly. We're like not saying the word out loud.
Anything else anyone wants to say on Fandoms?
And another thing.
I feel we've bashed.
What time are we on?
I mean,
I think we've got time.
I feel like we've touched on DC, but I feel like we should probably.
We are at 5 o'clock.
The bell just tolled.
It did actually.
I hope you enjoyed that.
We're not getting food, are we?
We're gonna
have like a meal deal on the way.
We'll sell chips.
Your boots.
That's all right. I've got a very special treat for all the listeners at home.
Hurry up.
Just me and you three leave the room.
We've got up all the time. It's like, listen, everybody, we gotta
bring it down.
Let's bring it down. You may remember the 1-star Amazon review quiz. It's back!
Please stop this.
It's back!
When I buy a movie, I like to read reviews. Amazon's the place where you can pick and choose. But some people are stupid and leave real shit reviews. It's time to play the Amazon 1-star quiz.
Now, for anyone that doesn't know, you all should know, the Amazon 1-star review quiz is the quiz where... Sorry, I'm really echoing my own ears. It's really freaking me out. I'm going to turn it down.
It just, yeah. It's just
I'm going to take my headphones off. The Amazon 1-star review quiz is where I look at a film that we generally think is pretty good, and then read out the 1-star review. Nice. The 1-star Robson's not.
It's all right. No one will hear the microphone falling
You'll
over.
be able to cut
It's fine.
that one out.
It's not as if it's a sound recording device.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's fine.
And I look at the 1-star reviews of that film, and I read them out, and these guys have to guess what the film is.
Excited
Rob, you've
for
played
this.
this before.
Excited.
You've usually won.
I have, yeah.
Because Hat is...
Wait, who's he playing? Oh, right.
Hat is
I was
crap.
like, is he playing against you? Because you're reading the script. Like, how's he beat
And I
you?
still win. Fucking amazing.
How does this work?
Because Hat is crap. You two know
Just
films.
watched like 4 films.
So you know, you guys might do a little bit better at this. So let's get.
Wait, how do we do it?
I'm actually buzzing.
Just shout out.
Just shout the
shout
name.
out.
Whoever's loudest wins.
Yeah. If you think you know the
Love
film,
me some
But
quiz.
just shout
there
out.
are neighbours, so let's...
Yeah. Who we're not neighbours to. There's
Oh,
an
yeah,
old
it's not.
lady.
Donald might worry about it.
Burn it all.
Big Don, all the way. Respect.
Big D.
Right.
Don't say Big
Let's
So
start.
this is.
Wait, do you
Alright,
name
let's
the
start.
title as well, like, for like the 1-star review? Because they have like a
If they've got
tagline.
funny
Wait,
titles,
Right,
it's
yeah.
usually
Do you
they
name the
got funny-
title of the film before we have to guess it?
The object
It
of
gives
the
us
game.
the whole title. Like,
Jesus.
I think it was Batman vs Superman.
You name all the
Superman.
crew. You're like, I've got it right? Like, oh, what's that film called? It's got Batman, it's got Superman. It's like a Justice, but it's at the beginning of Justice, like the sunrise.
Dawn of Justice. So this is film number 1.
Batman v Superman.
Review number 1. No, it's not. I just don't understand why everyone is giving this film good reviews. It is incredibly boring. This was the first time in ages this is the first time in ages that I've stopped watching a film. I resisted
True
13
grit.
minutes. Oh,
How
Controversial.
dare you?
I was trying to say
That was for me, that.
Yeah,
you
it
fucking
was.
knew how much that'd hurt.
I resisted 30 minutes as the actors are good and the film is original, but really that is not enough. It felt like watching the local version of the BBC News, but directed by Tarantino.
Spotlight.
No.
What's the
Also,
title?
Django?
How is this person going?
Wait.
This film is well acted and is original. and
Hateful Eight?
It seems like it's directed by Tarantino, but it's not good.
Wait, what's the last
Oh,
bit?
seems like I thought it was
seems
actually
like,
directed by
No,
Tarantino.
I resisted 30 minutes as the actors are good and the film is original, but really that is not enough. It felt like watching the local version of the BBC News, but directed by Tarantino.
But it's not
I would
actually
love-
Tarantino.
Anchorman.
I would love to see Tarantino direct my local news.
Yeah,
like
but say-
Northwest
Wait,
Tonight.
just to clarify, it's not Tarantino.
No, it's not.
Right, I'll stop naming
I'll move on
Tarantino
to the next
films
review.
then, yeah.
Just remembering this film now as I type is draining. Sorry, my mouse was in the way. Is draining me of all enthusiasm. I will not try to describe the story or analyse the performances.
That's helpful.
Others have done that.
Mate,
Do you know what I'm doing? Quiz it, Deborah?
I think that I'm going to admit the lead actor's name for now, just so you don't try and guess it straight away.
So it's a
I think
guy.
the lead actor is an interesting actor. He's why I bought the film. But what a dull,
Zodiac.
dripping grey sequence of non-events.
I don't know.
This film, it just doesn't come together for me on any level, and I can't think who it would appeal to.
I said Spotlight, didn't I?
You did say Spotlight.
That was wrong.
The actor is a natural, dark and moody actor. Perhaps
Nightcrawler.
a tad Marlon.
Oh, well played, sir. Well played.
I'll finish the review.
Yeah, continue.
Also, apparently this person
I
thinks
fucking love Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal's
He's
name
great.
is
News,
Marlon
yeah,
Brando.
news.
He's a dark, moody actor, perhaps a tad Marlon Brando, but he can't hide behind the excuse of studio control or censorship the way his actor did in the past.
They've literally just seen Donnie Darko and thought,
How-
like,
literally,
he
how
needs to be that
is-
the whole way
yeah.
through.
How is Nightcrawler controlled
Fuck
by the
those people.
studios
Fuck
like
those
at
people.
all? Right, 1-0 to Sam. Film number 2.
I'm not going to get any more.
Review
Batman
number
v
1.
Superman.
Not sure how this film gets anything above 1 star. Such poor chemistry on the screen. I even felt sorry for the hugely overrated, omitted actor name. Avoid or challenge yourself to see how soon you have to turn off.
La La Land.
No.
That was a weirdly phrased sentence.
Yeah, it was. I thought I'd messed that up at first, and then I reread it. I was like, nope, that's actually
That's
how that
what it
person
is.
has written that sentence. We had huge expectations after a funny trailer, but were really disappointed with this film. It was only because of the lead actors. pedigree that we persevered. Sorry, that was my fault. That we persevered, but eventually gave up. No.
Oh, that
was a good guess, though.
That was a good guess.
But eventually gave up after an hour and a half of inane storyline and the American cliche obsession with gun shootouts.
American Sniper?
No.
Good
guesses. I'm liking these guesses.
I don't know any
I'm liking these guesses.
You
will know
what
this
was the last bit of that? What was the last bit of that last review?
Pulp Fiction.
No.
Is it a Tarantino film?
No. But eventually gave up after an hour and a half of inane storyline and the American cliched obsession with gun shootouts.
Kingsman.
No. The film thinks it's hilarious. It really isn't. There are about 5 moments of slapstick humour which bring a titter. The rest of the film is abysmal.
More
of a
Hangover?
Film? No.
Hangover 2?
No.
Hangover 3?
Hangover the Baby Returns.
Just the baby return?
No, but
I was
I'm
gonna
making
say.
that. I'm going to make it.
I thought you were like, I don't have faith.
I gave up.
Does it happen? Endless fight sequences, about 500 F words.
Civil War.
No.
No, it's not got F words. I was going to say that before you said F words.
Like,
if you've not heard many,
pornography. Civil War's got
this bit doesn't make sense.
Departed.
And about no.
Is
and
it
about
Scorsese?
No.
Goodfellas.
No. It's not Scorsese. And about 500 F words. If you've not heard many, you'll love it.
Logan
Clearly
Lucky.
made by people who weren't alive in 1977.
It's not Logan, is it?
Feels like a clue.
That feels a little bit like a clue.
Don't know what films I'm waiting.
This film thinks it's hilarious. It really isn't.
No,
there are
that
about
was the
5
same
moments of slap.
That was the same one.
Oh, have I copied and pasted it
Yes,
twice?
Matthew.
Oops. Copied and pasted it twice. Awkward.
I should have just let you carry on. Just
No, what I'll do is I'll edit it so that it just reads the same thing. And then at the end, you just read the same one again.
You wish you had those editing skills. Well, this is probably one of the worst films I've ever seen. And like some other reviews, it just drags on and on. I lasted about 50 minutes before choosing not to lose another hour of my life. Here you have 2 amazing actors struggling through a script that has no suspense or a propulsion with little or no chemistry together. I don't think this film knows what it wants to be. It's not very funny. No. It's just not very funny. Has weird elements of unnecessary violence. Strange scene with a young girl and a porn actress. People getting shot, but...
Nice Guys.
Yes.
I was just about to say it! You know what? That's a win for us all.
500 F words? How the fuck? Like...
He says dropping an F-bomb.
Yeah, well, there's not that many. I mean...
I can't believe we all...
no, Nice
You know
Guys.
what?
That's good.
Well played, well played.
Well done.
Also, yeah, there's 2 very good actors, so,
yeah,
I mean...
exactly.
I had other guys in my head and I was trying to think of the other words because I knew it wasn't other guys.
Yeah.
Like,
the thing is, I had the scene where the kid finds the porn actress at the start as well. I was like, why do I not remember
I think that was the biggest clue, yeah.
Was Shane Black alive in 1977?
Probably, yeah, probably.
All right, film number 3, 1-1-0.
Wait, how many do you have?
5.
Oh, right, okay.
Wait, is this only film 3?
Yeah.
Sweet Jesus. Okay.
You got time to catch up?
No, I've got time to catch up, yeah.
I mean, I've not got time to go to the toilet.
We haven't got time, but I've got time to catch up.
I need the Wii as well.
Yeah.
I need the Wii.
Wait, there's a bath. No, there's a shower, a sink, and a toilet.
And another
Again.
sink there.
No, that's what I meant. I mean, that's it.
I mean-
Oh, there's 4!
Yes!
Discussing where places to urinate or kind of restricting the amount of time that I have before I need to urinate. So can we?
The quiz instead.
Do you know what else I say about the DC fandoms?
Film number 3, review 1. Didn't like the film at all. New paragraph. Hated the camera style. New paragraph. Very confusing and disappointing from the beginning. New paragraph. The only good bits were all used up in the trailer.
Cloverfield.
No.
Is there a link between these films?
No, there's not.
All right.
Review number 2. Not for me. Too complicated. Weird filming and bad language.
Looper.
Sorry. Great cast, but no thanks.
Tinker Tailor Soldier Pie.
No.
Soldier Pie.
Soldier Pie.
Yeah, I did say Soldier
Tinker
Pie.
Tailor Soldier Pie.
Soldier Boy.
Inception.
No. This DVD was classified for a
Doctor Strange.
15-year-old, and from the introduction throughout was saturated
Sorry,
with
you said
unbelievably
DVD
offensive...
and you went Doctor Strange.
No, he said weird camera stuff. That's what we were Doctor
okay.
Strange. Like.
The DVD was classified for a 15-year-old, and from the introduction throughout was saturated with unbelievably offensive language. I made myself watch half, and then had to switch off. Who are these people who judge that this level of language is okay for a 15-year-old child?
Toy Story 3.
No, it's just
Django.
Just minions.
Finding Nemo.
No, I realise it is not responsibility of the seller. Well, thanks, whoever you are.
Yeah,
but,
no, that's what.
Yeah.
What?
Couldn't make head or tail of it. Very confusing and boring film. What?
Nothing. It's fine. Keep going.
Head or tail of it. Very boring film. Considering it was supposed to explain what happened. The soundtrack is abysmal. Sorry, that looked really weird. They've spelled it wrong. No.
So
with massive sudden variations of sound level.
Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, Star Wars Episode 2, Clone Wars, Star Wars Episode 3, Rangers.
It's not a Star Wars film. So you had to wind up the wick to hear conversations, and was then blasted into the next room with the next scene. No. Most unpleasant.
B-movie.
Gave John Wick 2.
Gave it to the end of the film, but nothing changed.
As yet unreleased John Wick 3.
No.
You know what? I'm going to fucking go and see that. Like,
what was all the hype about with this film? I've never come to the end of a film feeling so disappointed and cheated. Not worth...
Justice League.
No. Not worth making in Blu-ray as the potential visual quality was wasted.
Is it Justice League?
No, it's not Justice League. What?
Chronicle.
No. Oh. It was all going well until a very out-of-place line at the end when everything crashed.
Fantastic Four!
No.
Damn it.
Oh, Jesus, imagine if that was what really enjoyed it, apart from the end where he just said something about being fantastic.
Kingsman.
No.
Oh, it's not
which, in essence, was...
The first one.
And they all blame immigrants and poor people. Was totally out of place and sounded stupid. Hollywood must get better at being more
District 9.
subtle in embedding their extreme left-wing propaganda.
It's not District 9.
No. Do you want to hear the line again?
Please.
Yeah. Just
it was all going well until a very out-of-place line at the end when everything crashed, which in essence was, and they all blamed immigrants and poor people.
They blame immigrants and poor people.
That's the line from the film. They all blamed immigrants and poor people.
Big Short?
No.
Yes.
Oh,
Big Short.
Big Short. Still not seen that. It's on my watch list on
Still don't
Netflix.
understand that film. I understood what it was about.
No,
it's obviously very confusing.
Loads of the reviews on Facebook.
It's about the stock market.
And Amazon are like, oh, it's so confusing. You're like, that's the point.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's like literally Ryan Gosling's character says, like, I know you're not going to understand pretty much anything I'm saying.
And that's why they've designed it that way. So you can't understand how badly they fucked up.
kind of go, at some point.
I just liked it, though. Managed to grasp enough of it to understand what's going on.
Go. It's all right.
Are we carrying on?
You can hear it.
He's going to prepare. Try.
You know what? He can hear us from the toilet, so if you can shout it from there.
What are we doing here? Are we carrying on?
Yeah, go on.
Film number 4.
Don't get it because you're going to win. B-movie.
Yes.
I would actually punch you in the face. I would actually punch you.
He's been planning this the whole time.
Far and away the worst. Then there's something that relates to the franchise, but I'll just say film in the franchise. Far and away the worst film in the franchise. A pathetic attempt to turn what had the potential to be a great action movie into a joke fest for 6-year-olds. And when I say, what do you say?
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
No.
Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
No. And when I say joke, I'm using the most liberal interpretation of the word. No way would I consider wasting my money on the DVD after wasting it in the cinema. This is the movie/director that buries this franchise. Only time will tell.
Avengers 2.
No.
You're not a fan of Joss?
Yeah.
No, but people criticise it.
Yeah, no, they do.
Review 2. Missed this at the cinema, so I decided to watch it, and oh dear, what a letdown. Story all over the place and terrible CGI.
Batman vs Superman?
Nope.
Ant-Man.
Stopped halfway through the film as couldn't stand anymore. Sadly, very overhyped.
Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Nope. Review number 3. What a poor excuse for a movie. Terrible jokes, bad acting, poor story. To the peeps who loved it, were you watching a different movie? To those who want to buy it, don't bother. Tripe.
Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Yes. No, it's not.
We're not talking about
No.
Wait, what?
Last Jedi.
Oh, I'm really sorry, but this is just awful. It arrived today. I've been waiting for the delivery.
Rogue One.
How disappointed... No. How disappointed when I watched
Justice League.
I couldn't believe how really awful this is. I know I must be of a nerd with comics and figures, but this is really dreadful. I'm a big fan of this type of comic, but all actors seem to be playing it for laughs. Awful. Just awful.
Suicide Squad.
No.
Keep
No.
I've not heard any of the clues.
I'm just guessing.
Right.
Kingsman's a film that people
I
really...
I can hear you. Carry on.
Kingsman.
I've got nothing.
As soon as I got to the toilet, I was like, I can say water hitting water.
I've read this series since the 80s. Been into the mythology longer than that. This movie had nothing to do with either of these sources. No.
Dark Tower.
You're getting further away.
Dark
You're
Tower.
getting further away.
Oh, shit.
This movie had nothing to do with...
Cowboys vs Aliens.
What?
I think that's a graphic novel. Shut up.
No.
Twilight.
Men in Black.
Oh yeah, there's still loads of mythology in
Harry Potter.
I didn't get that bit.
Harry Potter and
Right.
Festival, Harry Potter and Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter and Prisoner of Azkaban, Harry Potter and Goblet of Fire, Harry Potter and Phoenix, Harry Potter and Half-Blood Prince. What's the last
Being into mythology.
Beano the movie.
The Golden Circle, Golden Compass.
Mythology.
Phil Pullman's not that one.
Kingsman.
Percy Jackson.
Thor,
Any of the Percy
Dark
Jackson
World,
films.
Thor Ragnarok.
Please
Yes.
don't love.
Thor Ragnarok. Jesus Christ.
To be fair,
Right,
You're
Rob
all
wins.
naming films that have zero mythology to them.
Percy Jackson's about
No,
Greek mythology.
Percy Jackson's literally about all the gods having
I mean
kids.
before that.
Okay.
Right.
I thought you
Right.
meant like mythology within a universe.
Like
I didn't
a-
think you meant
like a
actual mythology.
Pop culture mythology.
yeah,
not
yeah,
real
mythology
mythology.
just
Not actual mythology, God.
Well, right, pull
Right,
one out for
can-
Robbie wins.
can we all go now?
Can we do,
Last film,
wait,
last
let's do
film.
one more because I want to know what this one is.
We've got like
Last
half
film.
an hour together.
We'll be alright. No one means six pack. No one means six pack.
I'm going to go to the toilet while you do
We'll be alright.
I've already won. Let's just end it there.
No, we'll do one more.
do the last one. I want to know what it is.
I need to get
Next
changed.
one is 100 points.
Just tell us the title.
Film number 5. Why do many present directors want to experiment with new ideas on how to entertain an audience? The
Scrooge.
photography
Dunkirk.
Was, no. The photography was poor, mostly in the dark, and many other features left
Black
a lot
Panther.
to be desired. This is the first
Justice
review
League.
I have ever
Zodiac.
felt the need to write.
Kingsman.
What did you say?
Zodiac.
Yes.
Are you fucking serious?
It actually is.
Fucking joke. I wasn't listening to anything you said. It's just because Rob said
It actually is Zodiac.
100 points, winner. Right, yeah.
No, so 3-1-1. Also,
That's
I just want to say,
amazing.
I found this review. I'll do it really quick. I found this review of Black Panther, 1-star review, and I just had to read it out.
Too many.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa.
what you say?
We've all had a bit. We've all had a bit.
Did not enjoy this at all. An obvious attempt at
Too many white men. Too many white men.
and vilifying the Western
Yeah,
world
talking white guys.
for their past involvement in slavery and colonization. A black man saying he worked for the USA in Afghanistan with a mark on his body for every brother he had killed there. Oh, please. This film is a racist as hell. Martin Freeman was there to make up the numbers, and the awesome Andy Serkis proves he should stick to stop motion job, not what he does.
Yeah. Andy
Stop
Serkis
motion.
famous for his work with
Yeah,
Aardman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he overacted more than Mel Gibson in Lethal
No,
Weapons
it wasn't
films.
from it.
Yeah.
I love how CGI and stop
What
motion.
clue did you get Zodiac on?
I wasn't listening.
I said it.
I was
Yeah.
literally just shouting. Yeah.
I thought you were right.
No, no.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You bastard. Guffers won.
Yeah.
No.
No. Rob won.
Yeah, instant
100
win.
points,
Instant
100
win.
points,
Let
yeah.
Sam think I won. Give me cred.
All right, everybody, we've got places to be and beer to drink, so that's the end of the podcast
What a
for this
fantastic
week.
I have enjoyed my time on this thoroughly.
None of it recorded. God damn it.